Amazing Transformations. This is our live open forum vegan conversations. This is for vegans to unite. As I always say in the beginning, I just realized this is going to start. I have the YouTubes over here too. I don't want them to. Let me mute those. Um, so I was just here because a lot of times in our real life, quote unquote, we have a lot of family and friends who coworkers who are not necessarily on the same lifestyle as us when it comes to veganism. It's it's difficult because you're around a lot of people who don't think and eat the way that you do. And I think it's really important for community, especially whether you're an experienced, vegan, you've been doing this lifestyle for a while, or you just are exploring the veganism or whole food plant-based, and you just want to know what it's all about. You're not really sure what to eat. I didn't even know in the beginning there were different ways that people ate within vegan diet. And in fact, I didn't even realize that vegan necessarily wasn't a diet. That was more of a lifestyle, and that the way that we eat is just only a small part of it. There's just so much, and there's many versions of eating vegan. I mean, you can be anything from, like, as they say, a junk food vegan, where you can also, eat potato chips are vegan in most cases. And also fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds are vegan, unprocessed food, just like what I eat. And then there's also whole food plant-based, where you have these delicious cooked meals. Some people do it with no salt, oil, sugar. You could have beans and rice and all kinds of delicious things. People make tofu taste like what you would traditionally call like the animal products like meat. I mean, it's all about spices and seasoning, and it's about really changing your taste to like whole fresh foods. If you're new here, I love it when new vegans come on and tell us about their journey. I love hearing people's health progress. I love hearing people's ideas and struggles that they ran into, and you guys get to hear me ramble on too. I love this. And Nancy is already here. She has a vegan restaurant. She is a plant-based chef, and she's been on an interview. I'll have to share that in the description with me, where she talked about her vegan journey. She's done some really epic, like there was a speech I listened to that she did for animal rights. It was amazing. And she also has a vegan restaurant. She shared some of her food and how she got started. And she's at work. That's why she's not on camera and she's muted, but she's going to chime in when she can. And I think that's really cool. We're like live field reporting, right? And then welcome in. I see you guys there. Hello, Tessa. And let's see, who else do we have? Tessa says, hey, JJ, good to see you. Remember, I put the little green things on our names last time. And welcome in, Muriel. How are you? I'm so excited to see you here. We missed you on the last one. In fact, I missed everybody this past week. I did a bunch of videos, but I didn't get to go live. I have been raw now for 2 months since the January 1st, and I feel like I'm in that realm. Muriel probably knows, and Tessa, like, it took me like probably 6 weeks to make one video. I've made like 3 video edits just today, and I'm working on like a 4th one with my salad video, and I'm just like in overdrive with creativity, and I've got like 100 things to do. I'm not going to be on here super long, which I always say that, and I am, but I have a work video that I'm working on for customer service tips, and I'm just like, I have 9,000 projects, and I feel like I'm just like not overwhelmed because I'm excited, but I just feel like I need like more hours in the day. Because I have to sleep at some point, I guess, and make my big salad, which is like my epic Zen time. Let me put Muriel's message up. She says, good. And she says, hello all. Thank you. I'm so excited to see you both here. I'm always looking in the comments. Like, I know Tessa is going to pop up. She's always my first friend, and Muriel too, always in the comments. Sorry I'm late. I just was, trying to get everything together, and I started working on things, and I kept putting the times and changing them, but you guys probably already know, right? And so, how is everyone? I have obviously my week has been fruit filled. I've had a fruitful week. I've been eating so much fruit, and also I've added way more like vegetables into my diet here recently. I would say, well, maybe not way more. I'm doing a video right now where I actually share my entire like salad that I've been putting together, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger every evening as soon as I figure out a new nutrient I wanted to add. I started as a junk food. Oh, you know what? I just realized this. Why am I always leaning around looking, trying to lean in when it's right there on the screen? I can just make it large. Let me read Tessa's comment here. Can I make this big? Oh, yeah, I can. Wow, I can see. No, but then I can't see the comments. So sorry, having a moment. Okay, I'm going to read it. I started as a junk food vegan, but I've been raw since February of 2022. That's right. Last live, we were congratulating you on 2 years being raw vegan. I love it. Congratulations, Tessa. Are you feeling great? Oh, sorry. Let me get this. Sorry, you're going to see my like pants here that say love all over them. Let me move this up for him. He will destroy the blinds. I was just trying to close the window. Sorry about that, having to turn my back to the video. I was like, I looked like I was dressed normal from the waist up. I don't know if anyone else does that for videos, right? We're all in Zoom calls with like dressy outfits up top and like shorts. Um, and so, I went through, thank you for sharing that, Tessa. I'm so proud of you because it's really hard to, I find it keeps me on a good track because it keeps me from wanting processed food. Like my taste when I get raw, I love the fresh food. I've got so much darn energy. Not that I don't feel really good when I'm eating whole food plant based, and I felt better when I ate junk food vegan than I did when I was eating meat. So I still didn't have all the like, total ailments, but you realize there's minor differences. Like when I was eating a lot of junk food, I was starting to wake up stuffy again. I could feel like, just the effects of it over time. Not at first, because when you first eat it, you're like, oh, this is good. I can do this. Because I went back and forth. I was raw 6 months in 2019. And I was like, oh, I'm losing too much weight. And one of the things I figured out this time around when I went raw, the last probably 3 times I went raw. I've probably since about June, I've been mostly raw. I only ate cooked food around the holidays, really, for that little span of time. And then I went right back at it in February. And I honestly, I always say this, but I can't really see myself like, I feel like because I keep coming back to it, obviously it's what's right for me personally. That's where I feel best, and you have to get to a point where whatever this lifestyle, our goal for all of us is to not harm animals, and our goal for most of us is to be healthy, and also, so I think we go through different realms trying to reach that pinnacle or that optimal diet that works, for each of us. Yeah, and so, like we've explored all versions of it, and that's how I feel great. um so thank you for sharing that, Tessa. One day I'm going to get you on here to talk about your journey. I know I keep bothering you and Muriel. Let's see. Apparently the dragon fruit we get in North America tastes the way it's supposed to. you know Did I miss a post about the dragon fruit, or were you just commenting on my wait a minute, what did Muriel say? No, that's Tessa. Wait a minute. Okay, so Nancy had to leave because her sound or she may have had to drop out. I'm not sure if it was her sound. But she will come in hopefully soon. Let's see here. What did Muriel say? I'm going to do raw, no overt fats this week and see if this helps. Okay, cool. That sounds interesting. What is an overt fat? I need to figure out what that is. Is that like avocado or like nuts and seeds? And Tessa, so here's what I've been hearing about the dragon fruit real quick, and then I'm going to get back on Muriel's comment. Um, so the dragon fruit, right? I've been hearing in the comments, at least on my TikTok. I don't know if you guys are on there with me. Vegan knowledge. There's a lady who's commenting, and I think her name is Connie. Connie, if you're watching, thank you. But she was telling me that I just didn't, and a lady named Michelle, I didn't get a ripe one apparently. So Tessa, like, what does that mean in North? Like the way that it tasted when I tasted it, or is it sweeter to you? And I'm wrong about that because she said I didn't eat it when it was like ripe, and she had some comments on there. I got to go back and read them about how like to look at the leaves. Apparently, I've been eating them not quite right, but I kind of thought the second one was sweet, a little bit sweeter. Even this one, I actually happen to bring all my fruit with me just because I might. Right after this, I think I'm going to do the taste test on the yellow mango. Have you ever had a yellow mango? Well, it's like this is a regular mango. This is the only one I've had, and they have yellow mango. I'm like, I didn't even know about all of these fruits. And then I had the star fruit, which you guys probably saw that video. But this is how I've been eating them. Do you like the dragon fruit, Tessa? Let's see. Oh, Nancy's back. I don't see you in here yet. If you're coming in. Avocado and nuts. Oh no. Don't do it, Muriel. Let me hide the avocado. She's gonna come after him. These are well, here's the thing that I had to do because I kept, once you get down to your weight, you're gonna find Muriel, that you're gonna really like leverage out. Like your body just might be going through a healing process. I think that's why like focusing on weight sometimes I don't do anymore, because I realized when I stopped focusing on it, it's when my body like allowed it to heal itself. I don't know if you ever do this too. Do you ever like do like long periods of time without eating? Not like long, like these crazy fasts like Dawn did before, but I'm talking about, not that they're crazy because they do heal the body, but I'm talking about like I found it helps me to like in the morning drink like a lot of water, and then I like a whole like 16-ounce like bottle of water like this, and then I used to drink it with lemon in it right before I ate, because that tended to like speed up the metabolism. So try maybe doing that also. And then like I drink moringa powder, and it actually keeps me from getting hungry. So I'll like, not eat anything. I will just fast usually until at least, sometimes it's like 12:30 in the afternoon, sometimes it's 2, sometimes my body doesn't feel like eating until like 5. It just depends. And like that might also be another thing, that way when you eat, your body's already like, okay, I need to burn this fat, because it might be storing fat. And it could be something else too, because I think our body needs a little bit of fat, or at least I've read that. But I understand what you're saying, cut it out, because that's what I did in the beginning when I lost all my like weight. I would just have like, I think I joked about this before, I'd have like 6 cashew nuts, and that was just to like kind of fill me up at night. I didn't start eating avocado until later on, and I was already losing weight, and I was like losing too much weight. So this time when I went plant-based, I mean raw, I realized fruit actually can help not only sustain me, but it actually has the good carbohydrates in it. So it was still kind of not working though. I was eating a lot of fruit, and I was still, losing a little bit of weight. But what I found out was you're going to go through a process where you'll lose weight initially because your body is detoxing and healing itself, which it's always doing that, but we're just inhibiting it when we're putting a lot of things in here that block absorption, and when we're eating a lot of like processed food and stuff. So I think after a while our body just says, okay, this is my normal weight, this is how I'm beginning to take in nutrients, so I don't need as much. I think a lot of time it might be an absorption thing with us, but I think, yeah, if you take them out, you'll find that you do lose weight. But then I would just slowly put them in, because now I pretty much feel like I have to have some olives, avocados, and nuts, at least in my salad in the evening, because I feel like it helps me maintain weight along with all the fruit. And I don't feel like I'm losing weight like as fast as I did the last 2 times I was raw. So I think maybe it's just that my body's kind of used to it, you know what I mean, now. And it's like, okay, this is how we're eating, and it's not such a drastic, like, change. And I feel differences like in my skin and everything. And of course my energy is the main thing. Okay, Nancy said that she can hear and see. Okay, cool. I'm glad your sound is working out now. And I learned a new word, overt fats. Thank you, Muriel. You're always teaching me, and she always puts those educational videos on the Vegan Knowledge page. I appreciate you for being there, encouraging all of us. And Tessa said, one day I'll come share my story. Every ripe dragon fruit I try has no flavor. I don't bother anymore. Plus, they're too expensive, right? I just keep, like, I had to get two more because I thought I like the energy it gives me. And it's not a bad taste, like, I'm like, it has a bunch of health benefits in it. I'm going to, go ahead and eat them. But I keep, like, trying for a sweet one because people, like, it's all over the place. There's people that are like, I hate them, My little sister, Lily, and mom, if you're watching, Lily told me that they taste like a booty hole. And my mom's like, what's a booty hole? I'm like, oh my goodness. I love the phrase, right? So I guess I'm not going to make a fan of dragon fruit out of her. I'm like, well, why did you taste one? You should have watched the video first, right? But she, I think, I'm always trying to get them to eat more fruits and vegetables. And I really like the yellow. The yellow was like a sweeter version of the dragon fruit. I think I just like the way they look. I just want to keep them around for decorations, Maybe I could make a nice pair of earrings out of it. Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, what should I wear today? The mango or the dragon fruit earrings? What do you think? No, you know what? That's just too outrageous. This event requires just my regular clementine earrings. Okay, I'm being goofy now. Playing in the video. Um, Let me see. Okay, so Muriel's doing her no overt fats. I love the challenges Muriel's been doing. Thank you for putting those on the page too. She's been putting up a lot of cool fruit challenges, and I think it helps people to have other people to do it with and to be able to take it day by day. And that would be really cool, Tessa, if you could. I would love to hear your story. You don't even have to come on camera if you're shy. Just share it with us. Um, let's see. Okay. Tessa said, let's see here. My little sister has the same name as your little sister, right? That must be the is that what, like, kids say now? Like, is that the cool thing to say? We had a bad, or even a worse word for that when we were growing up. It tasted like, I won't say it. Muriel, was that for my earrings? It helps her too. Yeah, like, this helps me when I come on. When I started, like, making the Facebook page and telling my story, I'm like, I gotta stay healthy now because I've already told all these people to do it, right? So I gotta stay on track. I definitely feel like that. And I always feel like I'm going into confession when I'm, like, eating processed a lot of when I was eating the vegan chicken patties. But, like, some at certain points I was sharing all that, like, hey, here's my favorite vegan cheesecakes. And I mean, I still do, because our page is, even though I choose to be raw vegan, I love bringing on people like Nancy, who are plant-based chefs, who are making food that tastes good, that people, it's making them eat less animals and realize it's good food. And I don't know if he's coming on, but I had mentioned Philip. He is another, I don't know if you guys have met him. He just started teaching vegan cooking classes, which is so cool. That's another thing, Nancy. I don't know if you've ever done that. You could do. You could teach us all how to cook like you, or just sell us the food. That's okay. But you're not in my area, so I might need to learn. I got a few minutes to come on. Okay, that would be cool, Muriel. You guys aren't going to leave me hanging. Nancy's going to maybe be able to pop in too and save you. I'm not going to be on here really long. I have to do that work video. I mean, I have energy, but I also like my little Zen time of making my salad. I'm finishing editing the salad video. I still got to do the taste test with the melon. So, I mean, the melon. This, whatever this is, I can't think of the name. I was just talking about them. Oh my goodness, I'm losing it. Mango. I wanted to say to Muriel. Do you know where the link is, or do you want me to repost it? Let me bring it on here. Fruit Challenge Muriel. Yay. Come on, click the link. It's at the top pinned. Can you guys all see it? Let me see if it's on here. Let me go to YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. I have it right behind me. If you scroll up, is Nico awake? I want to ring the bell. Thank you, Diana Varner, plant-based, for this. Oh, I have something else I put in. Look, I've got a clipboard so I can take notes when my guests are talking. And I also feel like it makes me look like Dr. JJ, right? And then we've got, let me make sure none of the cats are sleeping. I've got two really scaredy cats. Let's see, he's in the window. I'll do it softly. I thought he was going to come. Okay. Thank you, Diana. I love this belt, and I'm always like smiling, even though I don't like my teeth, but that's a whole nother story. When I get rich, I'm going to get them fixed. Hey, Muriel. I think we all have something about ourselves. We're self-conscious. Like, I wouldn't come on camera for the longest time. And then if you look at some of my old videos, I'm not on camera, and I'm like, you know what? The heck with it. I mean, and now look at me. I'm on here sharing my new earrings with you guys. I do think little dragon fruits would make cool like earrings though, wouldn't it? Or like a necklace. Look, the worst tasting fruit that I've ever tasted. No, not me, but Dawn said yuck. Hi, Neo. Do you see him behind me? Welcome, Muriel. Muriel Wilcott is the coolest person on the Vegan Knowledge page. You know, well, we're all cool, but I'm going to give it to her right now. She is like just so sweet and encouraging and has like quite a story to tell herself. How did you end up getting in this world, Muriel? I know we met through Ed Logan, Fruit for Your Life, right?
Yeah, there's probably a delay because I think I got it's streaming off the TV, so not sure. But
Are you okay? Can you hear though?
I can hear. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll wait. I'll talk and then I'll wait because I know it's going to be a delay because you know I can run on and on. Okay, so how did you get started being plant based? And you're in Canada, right?
I am. Yeah, in BC on the west coast.
You know,
Yeah,
I want to tell you that I want to talk about that later on after we hear your story, though. How some people say you can't eat too much fruit in colder climates, but you seem to make it work. So let me go back. Were you plant based your whole life, or did you just?
No, I went plant based in 2016.
Wow.
I watched Forks Over Knives, and Engine 2. I think it's Plant Nation, and the dogs are barking at me because they're hungry. And anyways, that's when we changed, and Michelle and I changed the same day actually, and my sister had just changed the day before, which we didn't know. And we had watched the same movies and everything.
That's cool. So your sister and Michelle and you pretty much all converted.
Yeah. So that really helped.
Family, if you're watching, you hear this, you guys need to get on board. I'm almost 5 years in. Let's do this.
Yeah. And then let's see. I started losing lots of weight then because we stayed like really full plant based, and then I don't know. We started eating more like junky foods, like the Beyond Burgers and stuff like that. So kind of then started gaining weight back after a little while, and then after that, let's see, I probably gained about, like, I think I lost about 50 pounds, and then I gained about 25 pounds back. And then I started actually doing smoothies with Dr. Brooke Goldner.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started kind of losing, and she kind of wants you to go more raw, but I was having a hard time going raw. And then I watched Edward on Jillian Berry and joined his group, and then I just started eating more and more raw, and yeah, it was feeling really good. And,
that is really cool. And I think that's when I pretty much met you, was when you met Ed and then you started going raw. Because I think, was it Ed on my show or when I was on Ed's show that you met me?
You were on Ed's show. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Gosh, I
I
feel
kind
like
of
we knew each other way longer than that. I can't
yeah.
believe that. I feel like I've known you for like years.
She's speaking pretty
You
fast.
should come on camera.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Come tell us about your plant-based loves.
Yeah. Well, we had them on plant based for a while.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I had Linda on here, Middlesworth, who owns V Dog, like the vegan dog food. Oh, look, they know her. Look, they actually. Do you guys know Linda?
Oh, I'm gonna have to put them out.
Okay.
I'll come back.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks,
Yeah.
Muriel. Thank you for popping in. Muriel's gonna go let the dogs out. Muriel,
Yes.
Muriel. Did you guys remember that song? Hey, Mona, welcome. Good to see you. Let's see. Nancy said, I'm gonna say hi, Mona. Welcome in. I know you had a birthday recently. We all said happy birthday to you in Vegan Knowledge. So happy birthday to you. I won't sing though. I don't want anybody to log off because of my singing. Nancy said, yes, people are finding out about just egg and eating plant source cheeses for the first time. I also have big fresh salads and tons of raw veggies and very popular whole food black bean burger. Oh, that sounds so good. I remember the salad you showed. That wasn't a salad though, Nancy. That was a meal. All those beans and everything in it. That looked so good. Was it chickpeas, I think? I'll have to find. I think I might still have some of those pictures from when you were on here, but it makes me like delete pictures sometimes to add them, but I feel like I still have some of them. Let me see. But I also share this with Dawn, so then all of a sudden I'll start seeing all these trading videos. Where are those? Let me see. I might not have them, but let me check here. What's this? This is someone's food. Oh, that was Diana plant-based. I think these were some of her dishes. Yeah, I'll have to load some in, Nancy, because she had some good pictures, but that actually also looks good. I got all kinds of plant chefs on here. Look at this. How are you doing with everything? Do you get? I know Nancy, when she was on here, she told me a lot of people come in and try vegan food for the first time just to explore her restaurant, and I love that because you're in showing people these great meals. And like black bean burgers, I know people are in the middle with them, but I bet you make a really good one because I saw the picture of it. She said black bean burger that people love. There we go. I didn't even see that yet. And free literature that people take. Oh, that's awesome. It's like reel them in with the good taste, right? And then I think because that's one of the things that holds people from being vegan. They think it's all tastes like plastic and that vegan means you have to eat fake food. But really, vegan means you get to eat real food because like once you really get deeper into this, you'll realize that animals are not even our food, right? But once we'll take baby steps, right? One thing at a time. Mona says, hello, Vegan Knowledge. How are you? I'm so happy you joined in. Thank you for being here. I feel like this is like a reunion. I always see everybody on all the other shows. Like we're always on what is it? Chef AJ is one, and then all my like raw peeps on here that are on some of the raw shows, like Raw Intuition. I think just had a cool show with Doctor. Is his name Carosa or something? He was really good. I saw him on there. And Richard Hubbard, who I had interviewed, was on is there like a purple light shining on me? Do you guys see that? Like I feel like Prince is watching me or something. Dawn has a Prince poster, so like the purple is wild. Where's it coming from? Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, I see it on there. On that too. It's on the screen. How weird. Anyway, and maybe my dragon fruit is shining on me. Like, go raw vegan, you'll have a purple glow, glow, glow. Okay. February 4th, that's right, that was your birthday. I guess it was longer. Man, time is flying. I thought I knew Muriel forever, and I've only known her for a couple of months, and now February 4th has like flew by. I'm like, it's already March. Tomorrow, may the 4th be with you. I do that dumb joke every year, don't I? Okay. Indulgent forager salad. That's the one. Yes, I'm gonna find that. Maybe now that Muriel's on here, I can look down at my phone and find your food pictures because I know I have them saved. Thank you, Nancy, for all the delicious food. There was something else you made. Was it a chickpea salad? I think that's what it was. That I remember you. It was like a tuna salad substitute. Um, Mona said, let's see, I would love a good black bean burger recipe. Yes. All right, I gotta, I guess, figure out why I'm in a purple light. But there's nothing purple in here. Isn't that strange?
It's your passion fruit.
Is that what it is? What is it? That's so strange. That's really cool, actually. All right, well, I'm just gonna stay in the purple light. Yeah. So I gotta show that to Dawn. She'll swear it's like Prince because she really believes she like talks to his spirit. So, um, all right. So Muriel has returned to us. If you guys were here, Muriel is part of the Vegan Knowledge group. So if you guys haven't joined that, I've got the links on there. Come join us in the group. We do a schedule like every week. Well, Muriel posts like fruit challenges and different things. She did a fruit and raw challenge, like a reset. She does a lot of cool stuff and shares videos. And I have all of the group is welcome to always share on our page because it's like a community thing. You know, I post on there a daily thing. We do like Motivational Monday. Let me think if I can remember, Muriel. Motivational Monday, Trivia Tuesday, what do I eat Wednesday, where we share recipes. Thankful Thursday, what we're thankful for, and Funny Friday, where we do memes. Share Me Saturday, where you can share vegan businesses and YouTubes and social medias, so we can support and encourage everyone. And Sunday is share my favorite YouTube videos, like from Vegan Knowledge or anywhere. Wow, I remembered them all. All right, so Muriel, you were trying to tell us before the dogs took over the live stream. You were saying that you went plant-based and you lost 50 pounds, but then what happened was you went into some junk food, vegan food, gained some back. Then you met Ed Logan, who has Fruit for Your Life. He's so inspirational. He's doing what is it, from unprocessed
Yeah,
to
unprocessed food.
pure or
Yeah,
something like that, right? I
all
love
the
his
processed foods. Yeah,
message.
yeah.
Truck driver, he was on here. There's a video on here. He eliminated high blood pressure and a bunch of health conditions by going plant-based, and then also with fruit. He went on a fruit based diet, and he's really excelling at that. Okay, so you met him and then you went raw, and now I think that's where we left off,
Yeah,
right? And she met me that way too.
that's right. Yeah, and I also joined Lawrence Richards' group too,
Mhm.
from coaching. Yeah,
And you, I
but
think, recommended me, like you introduced me to Lawrence, and then I interviewed him on the channel too. That was so cool. I love our little community. Oh, I think my purple light is diminishing.
that's good. Yeah. Let's see what happened after that. Then I just started eating. I think raw till 4 o'clock, kind of, and then I was eating. That's how I kind of started eating raw till 4, and then eating some cooked foods, and then but always had a big salad, and then I started eating more and more raw foods, and then I kind of went more fruits.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started losing more and more weight, and but I'm stuck. This is where like I'm kind of plateauing. I said I was going to come on and do an interview with you when I was 195 pounds, and I got to 108 and 198. I mean, and
I was like, you skipped right over me. You look really good though. You look really healthy. Like in the comments, you gotta admit, right? Like you just look like you feel good. You look happy. You look relaxed, and I think that's what's important even more about weight. I think you look at a good weight right now for your journey. You know, if you want to get lower, I know how we all are, but it's gonna come if you. It's like me and Dawn always talk about this. She talks about it like with stock trading. I talk about it with work stuff that I do. But really, everything is about the process, I think. We always want results, but we don't realize the results come from us just being consistent and doing the same thing, because Dawn's like you. When she's ready to lose weight, she goes like hard. She'll go all raw for a week. But then if something's not sustainable, she's like, no, I can treat myself. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we do in a and then but I think you're looking for different ways and you're finding your groove with it. Don't you feel like you've learned so much information over the past couple of years? Probably like me, I was in overload. Like, I loved my big salads, but I went and still went try to do all complete fruit. And then I realized, okay, even though I'm eating a lot of fruit, I feel like I still am missing those like minerals. So I want some lettuce, and I started including in some sprouts, and I started taking the I've always taken the moringa, which helps with nutrients, but you got to realize it's kind of has to be a well-rounded thing that works for you. And then I finally have settled on, I love like either fruits for lunch, maybe a salad if I want one, but usually mainly fruits for lunch, and then a nice really huge salad for dinner. And that's really been what has kind of kept me motivated. And that's what I was doing for 6 months. I had it right from the beginning. I just wasn't eating fruit. So I'm like, I was fasting all day and eating one salad with a bunch of roughage on it. And I'm like, no wonder I kept losing weight. I wasn't eating any carbs that you
Yeah.
need. But it's kind of like, I'm just really proud of you because, I think you're the kind of person, and I see it. You're really hard on yourself, and essentially like you're always striving to be better, even though you're really encouraging to all of us. I think you're a tough critic on yourself, and I'm like, you're doing so good. Please look at all the progress you've made, all those new fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, everything you've added into your diet, and all the stuff you've taken out and eliminated for 16 years or however long it has been. So like don't underestimate everything that you've done, too, just trying to get to maybe a certain weight. I think that's important too.
Yeah, and I just realized today, like I took my measurements all again. From the last time I took them was February 6th, I think, 2023, and I total loss of inches in that year in 13 months or whatever, 18 and a half pounds. So,
Wow, that is
or not pounds, sorry, 18 and a
inches.
half inches. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew
So
what you meant. That is
yeah,
wild. And
yeah,
that's what I mean. There's so many other measures,
yeah,
to go by. But and the biggest thing is like, I feel like we don't go by like looks necessarily, but like you can tell when someone around their face and eyes and their spirit looks healthy, and I love that you enjoy the progress and you're always really positive, like you don't talk about like, oh, I can't have this or I can't have that. And like when other people post, you're like always the first one that jumps underneath and like leaves a comment, and that means so much to people, because sometimes we can go in a busy day and we read something and we're like, oh, okay, I'll comment later, and like I'll forget. So like I've started to just jump right on there when I see something. It takes 2 seconds, but it could change whether somebody stays motivated or not. Because if someone comes on all excited that they post this plant-based meal, including me, I like when people comment under my own, my stuff too, because it lets you know somebody's listening, and like we really need that encouragement. And some of the newer vegans, I love that if I'm like working and I come on and I see that they posted a couple hours before, and I'm like, oh, thank you, Muriel always is on there encouraging everyone. So thank you for
you're
that.
welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
That is really cool. That's why you get such that good energy back. And Michelle is her daughter, who she also introduced me to, who is doing really good, has a like really spiritual awakening. She was on here too, like what was that, about 2 months ago?
Yeah. About that. Yeah.
And told her story. You guys gotta check that out. Let me see what, oops, I didn't read that yet. Very popular, all whole food with just a bit of vegan mayo. Recipe yields 9.5 cups. That's a quarter cup mayo. Oh, cool. Yeah, the is that the chickpea tuna? I think what we were talking about. definitely. That is a good dish. Like Muriel also shares a. Did you share that with us, or was I thinking of something else? Or you
Yeah.
guys have all these great dressings too that you share. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, Nancy, I gotta. That's what I was gonna do. Find those pictures. I'll let. Do you remember one thing? Like, what are some of the things that is your favorite to eat, Muriel? Like, what are your favorite things in a typical day? What are you eating in case anybody else is trying to
Oh, okay.
move inches and weight?
I usually start off with like if there's melons in season, then I'll start off with melons, and then smoothies, and I do green smoothies with the moringa
Okay.
in there as well, and I do.
My new clipboard.
I know I just started adding sea moss, so that's brand new to me. So I just started adding sea moss. I find that it's filling. Like it's I don't know
Sea moss.
other people have. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has tried it, but so and then so I have that smoothie with like sort of spinach, usually some kind of greens, like and try to add like a whole package of spinach or two. Uh, just shove it into the blender and then just some water and just blend that up first, and then I add my frozen fruit and just top it up with my favorite is mango and let's see, mango and bananas. That's it.
I am on a mango, really like a mango kick lately too. Like I have been having every night, like when I'm done eating. You remember I used to be hooked on the banana and walnut smoothie. Well, I don't know. I just haven't been eating a lot of walnuts since I had that thing happen with remember my back tooth where it's gave me issues. So I was like, oh, I think it was from chewing a walnut. So I'm like, I've been like walnut traumatized now. So I've not even been blending them. Like I'm just like, I don't want a walnut right now. So I've been eating, but I've gotten into eating like whole fruit again myself because I was getting like it was like more like a milkshake what I was making, which was good for a while, but it was a lot of work after I'm tired and done eating. I've just felt like eating some whole fruit, and I've been eating like a whole mango at the end, like right before I go to bed. And I've actually really enjoyed it. Like it digests well for me too. It's not like a tough thing on my stomach that late. Like sometimes I used to eat pineapple sometimes, but that was kind of like, I don't know if it was the acid or something. Every now and then it was like, okay, now you need a bathroom visit. But yeah, I love mangoes. Like I think this was the first year I tried a mango when like in June of, well, I guess it was 23 then. And I'm like, I can't believe like all these fruits I was just ignoring that now are like my favorites. Like, I mean, for like a few months, or years, I didn't eat an avocado until I went raw. I thought they were gross. Now I'm like, it's part of my like diet that I can't leave alone. But I did find out that, to your point, like omegas, like there's a balance, and I didn't know this. I was watching a doctor on Chef AJ one time. I forget his name. He's on there like a returning guest, and he was talking about like there's omega 3s and omega 6s, and I mean there's other numbers of omega, but he was talking about the cool thing is there's a ratio. Like one of them causes inflammation, one of them causes uh, you know what's the word? Not inflammation.
Inflammation, yeah. We can
Yeah, like it reduces inflammation, I guess. So like you need like a balance though, because your body needs some inflammation. Like when we're fighting something, we want it to inflame, right? But if we eat too much of the omega 6s, it's not a good balance. So then it might cause inflammation. And so like the best balance of ratio, and Don Bennett talks about this too, is actually walnuts has like the closest, what it's like maybe like 6 to 1 or something, whereas like avocados are like 19 to 1 or something. Like I guess if you really want to get real technical with it, but like for me, like that's the only real fat, that and olives, that I've been eating, and I am still feeling okay. Like I'm not feeling the inflammation. I know that doesn't mean over long term, because I've also heard that about other fruits, that you can minimize. But like for me, now that I'm trying to maintain weight, I still eat the avocados and really like them, but I totally want to get back into eating some. But chia seeds are another
Chia
one
seeds and
that has
flax
a good
seeds are
flax
really good.
seeds. I don't know about hemp. Hemp seeds probably are the same too. And then bean sprouts. I've been eating those for like a kind of a more protein, like and like a little bit of spinach, a little bit of arugula. I heard has calcium in it. And as they're always telling us to eat calcium, but they give us the wrong kind of calcium.
Yeah.
They thought it was calcium. No, it's calcium, right? There's no cow involved in it. And then
Yeah. So in my smoothies, that's what I add. I do add omega-3. So it's a flaxseed or chia seeds, and I blend them up, and we put about half a cup. So it just taking time to get used to that, but just slowly add like
okay, don't
that
do
amount.
because I have a big bag of a mix of chia, flax, and hemp seed, and I
Yeah.
just have been scared of it. Honestly, I don't know what to do with it. Like, I guess I blend it in a smoothie, huh?
Yeah, yeah, and the whole is better because once you break it up, then it's like that. It's the omegas are released.
Oh,
So
okay.
so do the whole one, and if you don't have a really good blender, then blend it in your coffee grinder or whatever, just a grinder, just at
Oh,
first, and
yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah, and add it to your smoothie.
I might
So
have to get
because
one of those.
an avocado actually is counted as omega-9, so it's
Okay.
omega-6s that you want to stay away from. So yeah.
Okay, omega-9. Got it.
Yeah. So
It's like,
yeah. So they're actually not a bad fat. I'm just gonna try for 1 week and see if I can just maybe not eat some nuts
try to
and
speed up the.
for just to see if it does something with my
I definitely think it can help because I think. What percentage of your diet are you eating as like nuts? Like, how many would you say like you're eating? Is that
too
what you
many.
mean? Like too many? See, that's
I
the
love
difference.
nuts.
Right,
So I
right.
once I
You're
start,
using them like to as a dense food. I got you. Yeah,
yeah,
I think that's gonna help.
yeah, and and I've been making up some recipes for Ed, so I wanted to make a cheese ball, so I finally got that done. So now I can
Get off of them, right?
get off the nuts right now. So
I
yeah,
love it. I'm gonna grab another light and put it over here. I feel like I'm in the dark. Um, what was I gonna say? Okay, so I think that's where it comes in too. Like, I was thinking that's what I used to do when I would eat the salad, because when I first went raw, it didn't fill me up. Like, it kind of over time will start to like fill you up, but I still feel like at the end of the salad, if I was still hungry, I would eat nuts, because it was like then after I was done eating everything else, that's when I would go for them, because it was more like then I was doing it to sustain and like fill the rest of my, need for that up, instead of starting with the nuts, which a lot of people do. Like, if you're cooking, like I remember when I first started making the smoothies, if I wanted to munch on some nuts, I was munching on the nuts, then putting them in the smoothie. And my digestion, I'm telling you, when I first started doing those walnut smoothies, I started it increased, like it started going like from this many nuts, then it was this many, and I'm like, oh, they taste good. And all
yeah,
of a sudden, the half of the blender was filled with nuts, and I'm like, okay, now I can tell the difference. My stomach wasn't feeling like it was. It just like,
yeah,
and I don't know if you've done a whole lot of studying, and I've been reading a lot about natural hygiene and like what that really means. And it's not like taking a shower. Like, initially, I always thought the word hygiene meant like wearing deodorant or something, but I realize now it's actually the study of how the body naturally heals itself. And I was listening to something today, and the guy was like, yeah, like if we think about it, the food gives us like the fuel, but when we're really looking at, like, when you cut your hand, for example, it automatically knows what to do. It sends the what it needs to, it repairs itself, scars, and then heals the skin over, right? But
yeah,
like, we don't think of that when we're dealing with like ailments. So like the same thing is going on if our body, if we're feeling a skin condition, if we're feeling pain anywhere in our body, all that stuff that we're feeling, if we have mucus, if we have a cough, we have a cold, anything that is our body trying to heal itself and is trying to tell us something. And so when we put the right stuff in, our body truly does the healing. It does all the work. So like the least amount of work we can give it for digestion is, the easiest thing we can do. And that's why when we're eating dairy and meat, it's high saturated fat. Not only is it clogging the cells in the arteries, but it's also creating a mucus, because our body looks at it like a foreign substance and creating inflammation, trying to figure out, hey, we got to get rid of this. It's causing acid reflux because we don't have the same acid levels as carnivores do that can break down meat. So it's like we're just making our body do all this work, so of course it can't heal us. It's like digestion is one of the things that works the hardest on. So if you can put in a lot of fruits and a lot of fiber and like tender like vegetables and stuff, it really does help.
Yeah. I Michelle and I kind of been doing some brainstorming on like little tips, and we decided to add water again, like, and drink more water, and
Hmm.
just because we're not getting like our watermelon and all that right now. Like it's too, it's not the greatest. So we've decided to go back and add some watermelon and or water while we're waiting for the watermelon to come back in season. But I think it's important right now.
Oh yeah, that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up, like and reminded us, because hydration is so important. Like I can notice a difference in my energy level sometimes during the day. Like if I'm feeling like a little bit lower energy at work and I drink, like I'll drink maybe a bottle of water, it like really even perks up, like it brings all that oxygen into your body and hydration, and like you notice a difference in your skin. And talking about digestion, like it gets things moving. I love that. And it fills you up, so you don't have to eat as much when you're hydrated, like especially like you said, if you're not in season, which like you're right, I haven't been eating a lot of melons either, as you can see from the table behind me here. I've been eating all kind of other stuff, so I'm not, it's still water, but not as much as as
Yeah.
it could be.
And
And then
then
I
yeah, I think the heat, we got heat going on, and so that dehydrates you too. So yeah, I think it's a good thing to add water.
I've read that I'll try to pull it up and post it later too. I did my whole presentation last week on that newsletter I sent out for work, and my health tips was about hydration. It was like, isn't it weird how we don't even talk? And you said this before about like you were posting something, Ed posted the same day about like processed food, and I posted something. We didn't even know each other was, it was like we were all on the same path,
Yeah,
like you and me sound like we got in back into raw foods on the same time, right? It's so
yeah,
wild. And I didn't forget that we got to go back and finish your days of eating. We only got to the smoothie, but we tangent out. Nancy said, oops, and a bit of relish and vinaigrette dressing and mustard, thank you, we're finishing out
good.
the recipe. I
Yeah.
love it. She's so busy yet still trying to share her chickpea recipe with us.
Oh,
And
nice.
Mona said the enzyme in pineapples is supposed to help with digestion. Yeah, it might have helped a lot because it was going right. It went right through me. You're right. Maybe that's what happened. It was actually working, and I looked at it. But that's sometimes we can misread the cues, right? So like that's what happened, Mona. I think it is. That's right. And it's supposed to. There's a lot of stuff that's mood enhancing too. Like there's so many fruits like that can raise your serotonin, the production of serotonin. It doesn't have serotonin in it. I'm not well versed with that kind of thing, even though I was a psychology major, but I definitely know I've read that about pineapple and mango and oranges. Like I eat like 6 clementines, and sometimes I'll be on the phone with customers, and I do customer service, and I'll realize that they need to cut me off. I'm so happy talking all of this. And it starts out my day like I don't want to do this really, and then at the end I'm like eat my oranges and I'm all happy about it. Okay, so you were on the smoothie,
Okay.
and let
So
me
then,
let you continue from there, and then I'll finish the comments.
okay. So usually like my smoothies around 11, 12 o'clock. And then we come home. By the time we get home, it's usually around 3. I kind of start doing either a salad or something like that. So or we just do like lately we've been doing lots of celery, like celery sticks, and just eating celery with. Well, we were using the nut cheese, but I won't be doing that anymore.
Right. I'm gonna get some like
So
no more nut
no,
cheese. Yeah, and um
I'll eat vegetables. I will eat vegetables too, but I'll try to have no fat for 1 week. So see what happens. But yeah. So that, and then we usually have a great big salad for supper, like huge. So
oh yeah, you love your salads.
yeah,
Like
we
me,
make like
right?
big bowls, and then there's three of us here, so we have each like a serving bowl of our salad. So yeah.
Hi, Scuba. Oh, wait a minute. What did I just say? Scuba. I was thinking of Raw Cuba, right? I love his information. You ever watch him?
I
He
haven't.
like, helps people with vegan businesses and stuff. I'll have to share him
Oh,
on
nice.
LinkedIn. And but I thought I was thinking of him a minute ago for some reason, and then I saw someone come on. I want to welcome you to the show and thank you for your comment. I'm probably going to mess up your name. Is it Subu Duba? Raw is risky. Many raw vegans get sick and blame veganism, then become anti-vegan carnivores. Well, you don't have to worry about that here because, but I understand what you're saying, and I think that's an important point and a very valid point because not only raw, but veganism. Period. People can do it wrong in a sense, like they don't take any B12. Maybe they go vegan or like they don't do a vegan diet that's well rounded and they're not getting all the nutrients. Like I remember Don came on. I talk about this one a lot to your point, Subu, that when you stop eating processed food, there's going to be certain nutrients you're not getting. Like when you're eating cereal and processed type foods, or even like maybe whole food plant based, or even vegan junk food, there might be protein somewhere in it, or like they might spray he was telling me they spray on cereal the vitamin D so they can say it has essential vitamins and minerals. So if you're not getting that and you're not getting sun and you stop eating all the bad stuff, or something you might have been getting that you need and you don't take like a supplement for it, or you don't, make sure that you are getting the nutrients, because somehow, even though you're getting all the heart disease and everything else when you're eating the whole all the American diet, you might be getting some nutrients that you might not get when you eliminate everything, so you do have to make sure you're doing it right in a sense, because then you say, oh, I tried that, and some people say I tried that and it didn't work, and I'm like, you can't try necessarily veganism is doing less harm and it not, that your compassion. Oh, if you already have it, you can't not. You might have tried a vegan diet and stopped it. You don't try, you can't, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know vegan was meant doing less harm at first. I thought vegan was the diet, but I totally, agree with you. And I think people need to have a coach or do it right, do a lot of research and make sure you're getting everything in. I just recently took let's see here, one second. He or she has another comment. Don't blame veganism as a whole if it doesn't work. It's about how you do a plant-based diet. Great point. I totally agree with your premise there, and I think it's not just raw vegan. It can be any plant-based diet that you try, because you can be plant-based. I mean, to my point though, look at how many people are eating the regular standard American diet and are on medications, but they don't blame it on the diet. But the minute you go vegan and anything goes wrong, even if some of it might be a detox symptom where you have a headache because you stopped drinking coffee, something that you took out of your diet just because of you're trying to eat healthier, and you realize it's like, oh, that vegan thing, but I mean, you need iron, you need iodine, you need those things. And I'm actually I reached out to Matt to see if I could have him come on, and Jeff sells a lot of like Jeff Palmer sells like D3. Vitamin D is from the sun, and we don't even realize that we get all those nutrients. But if we live in a climate like you and me, where we don't get direct sunlight, or the sunlight, we're further from the equator, we need, I think, in my opinion, that's why I take like the barley grass powder, moringa leaf powder. I've been taking these supplements. Look at all that good stuff they've got in them. And some people are like, well, you don't need in a regular diet you don't need a supplement. Well, you probably do, because you may not be getting everything the way they do the hormones and stuff in the meat now, and fruit itself is not grown the way it was thousands of years ago. There's certain nutrients they're supposed to put in the soil, but they don't, because it's like everything is like, you never look at the way even houses are thrown together now. Like everything's gotten rushed and processed, and not necessarily all the quality that might have been in it. Like, a TV was like 500 pounds 30 years ago. Now, like, I can watch TV on my phone. So everything's gotten like a little bit of a advanced version. And sometimes being advanced means cutting a little bit of corners out and not getting all the quality nutrients. So I think that's one of the things I didn't even know. I didn't realize there are people who are, really extremists, and like we make vitamin B12 in our small intestine or whatever. And yeah, we can, but do we? No, because if you take ginger or drink coffee, or, you can't absorb iron as good if you drink caffeine. So there's certain things we're doing that might, that I prefer to still use ginger, because I feel like it's antibacterial, but still, like, you got to realize different things offset each other. And like some people that might say, oh, fruits are not good for you, but look at all the good nutrients, take that and combine it with why would you say they're not, good for you? You might want to minimize them in your diet or something in the beginning if you need to lower your, intake. But like, these are the things that are good for us. And I feel like the world's gone the wrong way and started trying to, like, a lot of media now is being paid, I've been reading, to put out anti-vegan message because of how big the plant milk industries are getting and things like that. And they are seeing that there's kind of a threat, so they've like put a target on processed, even vegan meats, trying to say that they're just as bad. And whereas I totally agree that you need to minimize all processed food, but to say that it's just as bad is also very wrong, and is giving people the message of, well, just go ahead and keep eating, your regular fast food and stuff, because you don't want to eat those meats. And it's like, it's so obvious when you see it outside of those blinders, within sometimes like what I can kind of see from the outside looking in now, right?
I do add B12 and some vitamin D3 as well. And I forgot to say that I eat lots of fruit. That was the other thing in my daily diet, that I eat lots of fruit. Like I can eat like 12 oranges.
And I've seen some of those salads you eat, because like you guys, we make salads that look like a meal, because you can't not eat enough calories either. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the things people do. Like, all diets seem to be restrictive for people. Like, like, I can only have these three things, or I'm on a, cookie diet or something, or I'm on a cabbage diet. And it's like, when you eat like enough food and enough good food, you really feel really good, And I love hearing everybody's version of how they eat. I love when we have people on here and we're doing the raw diet, correctly, and we're getting all the nutrients. And I also think there's many ways that people can eat this diet. I love whole food plant-based. Because I think that's where we're going to get the majority of people. If we want them to leave meat at first, we have to have some kind of transitional phase where you can still have comfort foods that taste good, but don't use all the bad stuff in them. What's a typical salad for you look like? Muriel, did we lose you? Is she frozen? Either that or the whole world just froze. But oh no, a car just went up. Okay, because I'm like, a lot. I always thought about that.
Tried going in and
like
out,
when I was
maybe.
growing up. What if the
I
whole
think
world
I did freeze up here. Hang on.
Okay.
Am I back?
Yep, you are back. Can you hear me though? Can you hear me or no?
I'm back or not? Well,
drop out and come in again. I think your sound must have went.
Our internet just sucks.
Do you want to go out and come in?
No, I don't know. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm going to take you out and then come back in. What about now?
I don't know if I'm back or not.
Can you hear me?
I can't even remember what we're talking about.
We're just making sure you can hear. I'm going to take her out and then let her come back in. I think that might help. Okay, we got a bunch of stuff here. Let's see here. Please don't blame plant about how you do. Okay, I think I read that comment. And not full recipe chickpea save the seeds salad. Can send the full recipe to you. Okay, cool. And then I can post it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. If you're willing to give away your secrets, and then we need to post your information in here too. Wild Heart Bistro is the name, and plant-based food is her game, right? I like that. I'm gonna have to make that your slogan. Problem when people go vegan and just cut out animal, fowl, fish products without expanding their produce and include legumes and whole grains. Exactly. Yes. And beans are such a healthy food to add to your diet too. And even if you're trying to do raw, I love adding living foods. Like you can sprout the beans and seeds and things like that. And I find they don't really interfere with digestion as much if you do it that way, or both. If you're a whole food plant based, have that big salad, put the beans on it. You know what I mean? Put everything on there. It's not going to hurt you to have too many nutrients. No one ever said I overdosed on healthy food, right? Thank you, Nancy. That's a good point. Include a lot of legumes. They have like very much healing powers. Raw vegan can work too if you do it right. I agree. Thanks for the nuance to reply. Thank you for your comment. I love hearing different points because it makes a difference, because someone who's new and might be thinking about going raw vegan may have been trying it and said, yeah, you know what, that didn't work out, or plant-based and said, oh, that didn't work, not realizing, it'd be like something that how to do and somebody tries it and they say, oh, that doesn't work. It's like, but you didn't do it right. And none of us can say what right is, but I think there's facts involved in it, and the body is designed a certain way, so we know what nutrients that needs to go in there to make it run right, right? So yeah, there's not really an opinion to right, but there's an opinion to maybe what foods you like and what foods work for you. Just like the mixed messages I got for the dragon fruit video. Some people love them. Some people think like me and Tessa's sister do. And I think we were going to hear about your salad.
Okay.
We got
Yeah.
that in here.
So I usually use like a whole head of lettuce, or like 3 romaine heads, or like a big 2 packages of spinach. Like our bowls are big, and then I just usually chop like peppers, bell peppers, some onions, red onions usually, or green onions, and then sometimes I add corn. Our granddaughter loves corn, so I use frozen corn and just run underneath some warm water, let it thaw, add that in there. Mango is really good in the salad with corn. It's good, and tomatoes, some cucumbers, zucchini.
Oh my goodness, Muriel, why are you making me so hungry?
Yeah, I have a really nice recipe. It's mango and corn and bell peppers, and then you just kind of put lemon or lime juice on it.
Mm.
It's delicious. Yeah.
You guys got to follow her, Muriel in the Raw, on Facebook. She is awesome. And her daughter's page too. Michelle. I always do it wrong. Michelle is naked, not really, or something.
Yeah.
No, I did it wrong.
Naked and raw,
Michelle
but
Raw
not
and
really.
naked, not really. That's what it says on there. Actually, not really. I didn't even say that. That sounds like one of my jokes I do, but
LOL.
yeah, and the LOL is part of it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Muriel, that is awesome that you began a channel. I think that helps keep you motivated too.
It
Like,
does. Yeah. It really helps.
and do
That
you
was
hear
that
that
was
salad she does?
suggested.
I thought mine had a lot of stuff in it. I still keep forgetting. I have such ADD over here. I'm still supposed to be looking for Nancy's
Oh yeah.
pictures. Oh, and the you know what? Don't forget I'm giving away the free cookies. Okay, I think either tomorrow, I think tomorrow I wanted to do it today, but I forgot to make the wheel. Let's do the drawing tomorrow, or Trivia Tuesday. I forget which one, but I'm gonna come on. I'm giving away. So if you guys want them, just comment under this video or any of the videos. Free cookies, or I subscribed. As long as you've subscribed to the channel since it started, and even if you've already were a subscriber, it doesn't matter. Just comment cookies, and I'll put you in the wheel. And we're giving away, because I'm raw. So I interviewed Ray Ortega from the free, what did I say, free cookie company. No, it's not free. He doesn't give away free cookies, only to us he is. But it's Sunflower Baking Company. He's awesome. He's a whole food plant-based chef, and or plant-based chef. I don't know if I guess they're whole food plant-based, but they might have some sugar in them, I think. But these cookies are supposed to be really good, like if you're looking for a treat, and I'm going to give them away because he said he would send me free cookies. He does that for the people he goes on their live stream. So if you have a show, got to get Ray, because then you get free cookies. And I was like, I don't want him to come here. At the time, me and Dawn were both trying to be completely, on our good trend. So I'm like, if the cookies come, it could set me on a spiral, because I was eating a Len and Larry's cookie like every night with almond milk. So, and I've gotten on kicks before where I ate vegan cheesecake every night. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go on that gateway food. I'm not going to go on those gateway cookies, even though I'm sure they're really good. And I would try one if they were already here. But I thought, you know what? Why not give them to someone who enjoys cookies, or might have kids that they're trying to get to eat more plant-based food? And that way you could, tell us in the comments, or you can even come on and tell us, like, give it a taste test and try if you win. So I'm excited to give them away. But all I have to do is do the drawing. I'm going to put everybody's name on a wheel and do it live. And then I will congratulate the winner, and then you can private message either to me or directly to Ray your address. And don't worry, I'm not going to show up knocking asking for fruit. So maybe just send it to Ray, right, if you feel more comfortable. But and he'll send you the free cookies. Thank you, Ray, for doing that. Everybody, check out Sunflower Baking Company. I appreciate what he's doing, because it's like a lot of kids eat sweets already. So, we can find a vegan version. There's not many out there. Did we lose you again? Or you still hear us?
Yeah, I'm just inviting somebody to come join me because she just came in.
Oh, nice. She comes in, right?
Hungry.
I know, we're all getting hungry. We'll be here just a little longer, but there's so many good comments I want to read too, and I want to get a couple more things. I don't get Muriel on here very often. Fortified foods can work, and animal products are basically fortified too in most cases. People don't realize they're already supplementing when not vegan. That is really true. Yep. That's really true. And I think there's not enough information out there about doing the diet right, so that it gets a good name and not like a bad name, And who did you invite in here?
I don't know. Can you see her?
Hey!
I'm like, I have no idea where I am on the screen.
It's like,
why is it like that?
Some condom here.
Oh.
This is the thing. We first heard the dogs were trying to come on the live stream. So
they were barking like crazy.
Michelle Dupuis. Look at that. I know how to say your name now.
I'm trying to remember. Is it raw and naked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Raw and naked, but not literally, LOL.
Literally, that's what it was. I said not really. We can never remember the name of your channel. Thank you for sharing that. Welcome in. This is mother and daughter. You would think they're sisters, right? But they are mother and daughter. Thank you so much for joining in. Muriel was just telling us her awesome epic meals throughout the day, and then she got to the salad. Now we're all starving.
Yeah. Yeah. I had what did I have? 3 oranges before I left, but that was quite a while ago. So I'm hungry now.
I know, right? I didn't even have my oranges yet, or my clementines. And yesterday I didn't have them either, because I waited. What was I doing yesterday? Oh, I had to work. I'm like, what was I doing? That's right. That whole thing about making money. And so I didn't get a chance to order groceries. I just kept putting it off and forgotten. I had no clementines. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's like my little treat that I eat in the middle of the day. I like eat like 3, 4, 5, 6 of them sometimes. And like talk about vitamin C, I'm definitely getting it in. And I was like, okay, I don't even have any. So what did I eat? I don't remember. Oh, I ate peas. I don't know. I've been in this peas and corn have been like as soon as I found out a pea was like botanically a fruit. This was way back when I was doing like only when you were doing the fruit challenge. And I was like, oh, peas are fruit because I'm starting to like crave a bunch of savory stuff. So I like added in peas and corn are actually a fruit too. Not like a traditional sweet fruit, but they're a fruit. And I was like, no way. I'm like learning. I mean, 46 years and I didn't know any of this stuff, right? I just found out. Oh, and this blew my mind, guys. Okay. Pineapple is not one fruit. It's a fusion of all kinds of seeds put together as one fruit. I'm gonna have to share that. Like it, I was like, what? How was I never told this? Like all those little like things that it makes up are like a bunch of like mini fruits put together to make a pineapple. I don't know if it's
Cool.
true, but ChatGPT told me.
Very cool.
I
Yeah,
looked up like trivia. I was
day-
looking for trivia questions, and I was like, "Give me some interesting facts about fruits," and that was one of them. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't put that up. I was surprised myself.
no kidding. Yeah. The other day I ate 18 oranges in a day.
18 oranges. Well, they say drink 16 glasses of water, so they have water content. Jesus whiz, that is a lot of oranges, but you might as well
And I ate
go on a mono
on top of that.
orange diet. But was your body craving them?
Yes.
See, I think our body knows when it's craving a certain nutrient. Like once you're not eating a lot of processed food, like I at one point thought I was craving chicken patties, and maybe I was. Maybe I needed protein, right? Like vegan chicken patties. I mean,
Yeah.
of course. But April 5th next month, I'm going to be 5 years vegan.
Oh, nice.
I know you guys are like way, way longer than
Ding,
that.
ding, ding.
We're gonna be.
Oh, he's
this
behind
month,
me, knocked out,
Yeah,
sleeping.
this month.
This
Yeah,
month will be
already. Yeah, 'cause
9 years.
2016.
8 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I don't know why when I thought about 2016, I thought it was like 20 years past mine, but I was like, oh wait, okay, so I'm not way behind, right? It's not how long is that we did it, right? Let's see. Well, it's kind of how long. I'm still celebrating my 5-year anniversary. I wish I was in the same town. We'll have to have a big Zoom party. You want to do that? Like or a Facebook I mean, some kind of party. We got to
Yeah.
celebrate. What
Totally.
month was it when you went vegan?
It was the end of February. I think it was like February 29th or March.
Oh,
It was the beginning of March, or we can't remember. I thought it was February 29th. My sister says no, so
that's all right. It's been a
Yeah.
while, so we don't. I
Yeah.
only remember because I made it such a thing because I was literally eating like standard American diet, like I watched that documentary, went out that night, never ate cooked food again for 6 months, and never ate animals again now for 5 years. So it was like to me, it was kind of this, and all the health changes. Let's talk about that for a second for those that are new. I might even mini snip this out. Okay, so I'll do mine real quick since I already tell everybody every week, but there might be a new person. I eliminated seasonal allergies I had since a child. I also eliminated chronic back pain that I had for 15 years, excruciating back pain, woke up with it every day. I also lost 50 pounds and never put it back on. And I have more energy. I felt like my skin was better, my mental clarity better. I just kind of became a passion too for me to want to help other people to learn about it, not to push people because I feel like people have to make their own decision. And I feel like that's one of the things if we could figure out in this vegan movement how to gently bring people into this lifestyle that without pushing them away. And I think telling our stories and what benefits we have and then telling them how to do it, like the process, right? Like that's why I love you guys encouraging people and showing them recipes and all the good information like you guys put on here and everything, you know?
Yeah.
So what health changes did you experience, or I know spiritual changes too?
Well, with me, so I lost 50 pounds again. Now back to 50 pounds, over 50 pounds now again. So that was one of the things. I kind of did it actually because Michelle was so sick. But within a week, I had really bad arthritis in foot. I had injured it in actually the October the year before, and it just wouldn't go away. And I kept going back to the doctor. I never go to the doctor, so I went back to the doctor and I kept saying it's broke, like it's got to be broken. And it happened at the hospital actually. So I was all X-rayed and everything, and he just said, no, you got arthritis. I was like, well, I never had arthritis before. Like, why would I have arthritis now? And then he kept saying, no, it's arthritis. And so my foot would just ache, especially at night. If I put my foot up, I worked like 12-hour shifts back then, and we live an hour away. So it was like 14-hour days for me. And I would put my foot up, and every night I'd be swearing at my foot.
She'd scream and scare the crap out of me. I'd jump out of my skin.
Oh my goodness, Muriel.
It was
That's
terrible.
how, like, my mom is in a lot of pain like that, and I can't get her to eat plant-based.
If she gives up the dairy, it will help. She gives up dairy. Like, that's what we did with my mom, because her pain was really bad, so she gave up dairy. So that was probably the major thing.
I bet that was major. I remember even Michelle said she was happy because she didn't have to see you like in pain, right? Like, we don't want to see our family suffer.
Yeah. And I think the other thing, especially since I went raw, I don't wake up, like I was always congested, like completely like plugged up every morning. I was like, and that stopped. My skin feels way better. Like, I used to have lots of bumps and stuff on my skin. That's really helped. My skin was always really dry, and it's a lot better now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Basically, and I can recover really fast. Like, I went hiking and got lost, and I went on a 16.
Oh my gosh, you got lost. I keep feeling like I need some more light. If you guys see me moving that thing around a lot, I'm trying to move in and out. I was like, I feel like I'm in the dark. And then I was like, oh my goodness, that just cracked me up. I heard Michelle laugh before you even got to the part.
The water just went.
All she said was hype, and Michelle is rolling on the floor.
I have this water bottle, and I just got home from being in another town, and it pressurizes, and I just soaked myself. Came out like a sprinkler.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I'm a little wet now. Oh my gosh.
Diana Varner, plant-based, welcome in. Thank you for joining in. We were talking about your awesome bell you got me. I can't ring it because Neo, every live stream now, he comes and it's his thing to sleep behind me, and the other one sleeps on the bed. And it's like, it's live time, so now I'm going to go to sleep so mommy can't ring the bell. I'm telling you. And then whenever I try to film a video in the other room, he always goes into the litter box and makes scraping noise the whole time. So don't worry if your dogs are making noise. They all do that. It's like they want our attention, right?
That's awesome.
Okay, so that was funny. But you can move, like you feel motivated to move and exercise. That's what I think one of the things happens when you go plant-based, and the dairy and raw eating a lot of raw foods, even if you don't eat all of it, that really helps eliminate a lot of mucus, because it's, it definitely changes something. There's a mucus reaction that happens when you eat certain things, I think, especially dairy. And the inflammation we were talking about, that must be why your arthritis eliminated.
Yeah. And that was like quick, like within a week. Like,
no, it was less than a week.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, because she would come home and she'd do it at, minimum 2 days, try that again, twice a night. She would like scream out, right? And then all of a sudden we were watching TV, and I'm like, like, Mom, you haven't screamed out in like it was like 3 to 5 days. Like, it was crazy quick. And
Wow.
and then she was like, oh my gosh, I haven't. And she goes, and it hasn't been bothering me at all. So,
That's
and my grandma
unbelievable.
called one time and she was complaining about her knees. She's like, oh, my knees are really bothering us. So we were like, okay, well, what have you eaten, Grandma? Well, I haven't had any dairy. And we're like, are you sure? Yep. And so she started going through her groceries that she had bought, and she had bought some margarine. And so I said, okay, read the ingredients on the margarine. And she read them, and there was casein in it. It was the casein from the margarine.
Right. And margarine is not dairy free, right?
Not all of it. Some are, but and they have to say vegan on it in order for it to be vegan. But
And then what was so sad is on the container it said made with plant-based oils. So she thought
and it's
it was.
tricky, right? See, they're jumping on that bandwagon trying to trick people into
But
thinking.
then they still had dairy in it.
I had plant-based. I forget if it said plant-based on it, something like that, very early on. When I first went from like raw back to eating stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, they have vegan mayo. I went nuts. They have vegan lunch meat. They have vegan burgers, but I didn't see vegan on it, and I forget what the word was. I read the back just because I don't know if this happened to you guys when you become vegan. You literally read the ingredients on everything. I don't trust anything. Trust nothing, because some weird stuff will have dairy in it that you wouldn't even think, right? And so I read it, and it had milk in the burger or some kind of derivative like that was dairy in it. And I'm like, and you have the nerve to put made by plants or plant-based or something on it. Like, people are going to think that's vegan if you put just but it is like, you really have to be careful, because even that slight little bit made her flare up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take much. A couple times I had friends that made me vegan meals, and they're new to vegan. So, and then my foot would ache, and then I'd phone them up and just say, can you give me your recipe? And every time it happened, they had added, let's say, yogurt or some kind of dairy, and
that they thought was healthy.
The dairy is probably worse than anything, but
I agree.
That's another point to make. I think there's so many different definitions of what healthy is. Like, sometimes I'll hear someone say, I've been eating really healthy. Oh, really? That's great. I want to be encouraging like someone, maybe at work or somewhere in a different, media. And I'll say, oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you're feeling good. What have you been eating? And they'll be like, chicken and fish. And I'm like, okay, that's good. So have you thought about adding more vegetables? Because, and you want to say it in like a nice way, that I used to think that turkey and chicken and all of that was a lot better, but I realize now it's basically the same saturated fat and everything, and the same problems that it kept creating for me. Like, eating healthy is so diverse of a opinion around the world, you know what I mean? And yes, there are healthier versions of everything, because if the person was eating McDonald's every night and then they switched to eating broccoli and chicken, then it's healthier, but they're actually still putting that same kind of like things in them that's can cause long-term chronic problems, so it's like there's a process to it, though, because we've been manipulated in a sense to think that, like, I mean, I knew probably it wasn't as healthy to eat Pop-Tarts for breakfast, but I thought when I was eating a bagel, or a healthy muffin, like some of the stuff they put out there that's healthy, like I thought eating egg whites was healthy, and I was still not healthy, eating the animal product. So it's like, we are told different things, and look at what we were told as kids. Drinking milk is what we needed, so it comes from that. Like, we need meat for protein. That's all the myths, that you can find, that we've been, that we really were thought was real, like, I mean, it's hard to reprogram your mind. It takes a really special kind of person to realize everything I may have known was wrong, and I have to relearn all these facts to get the truth. And I have to not block my mind to the truth, because sometimes it might not be, we don't want to hear it and we don't want to read it. So we might just scroll on like, that can't be true. But then
Yeah.
I look into it and I'm like, no way. I
Yeah.
can't believe that. Like I was like in awe when I started reading all this stuff, starting with that one thing I watched where people healed their diabetes. And I'm like, this can't be right. Let me just look at some other sources. And I'm finding all these stories of it and people like healing their heart disease and high blood pressure and like eliminating it, not like managing it. And I just always thought we needed a medicine. And I didn't realize our body was the medicine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even for our mind, which I know Michelle talks about a lot too. Like healing our mind is just as important too. And then okay, so you stopped arthritis. I cut in again.
Oh, I was saying about hiking. I went on a hike and I got lost, and I ended up taking about 16, a little bit more than 16-kilometer hike with very little water. I had 1 liter or 1 little bottle of water,
And it was very hot.
and
outside.
it was extremely hot. And I ended up phoning Michelle. I was talking to my sister on the phone to start off with, and then lost service and just kept talking. And then I called Michelle when I got back in service, and I said, "You need to pick me up. Like I am done. Like I was dry heaving. Like I was done. I thought they were gonna have to call the fire department to come and
What
get me."
for us, like math challenged over here, kilometer, because we say miles. Like,
Oh, okay.
what is it? Like, how long would that be if we were looking at it?
Michelle, look it up.
I'll look it up.
Oh yeah, I could. I guess I should have Googled it. I was rude.
Oh, she'll look it up.
You mean
And,
you're not a conversion
So then she
specialist?
picked me up because I thought there's no way I can walk another 2 kilometers, like because it takes another 2 kilometers from the lake. So she picked me up. I was just like shaking, and I climbed in bed, and
Oh my goodness!
she made me. I was done.
But
And
you were going for it.
I
I
was freezing, and so she covered me up with a blanket and some heating pad.
It would have been about let me see, 9.5 miles.
Oh my goodness!
and then so she gave me a smoothie, some water, and then 4 hours later, that was it. I was out of bed. I was back to normal and didn't have any pain, nothing after that.
Yeah, she
Are
actually.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, none. Like I was like back to normal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you thought that you were getting.
Oh, I thought for sure I was gonna have to take the day off. Like I thought I'm not gonna be able to go to work. Like I could barely walk to get in and out of the car and back into the house, but no.
It's 9.94 kilometers.
Miles.
Miles.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a long way, Muriel. Oh my goodness. You can walk 10. I mean, it takes a minute to drive 10 miles. That's amazing. And then like the recovery thing, I noticed that too, because like I used to wake up every now and then with a stiff neck if I, slept weird or anything, or pulled a muscle, like picking something up or exercising. And you're right, like it would take me about a minimum of 3 days to get rid of something. Now it's like I'll say it in the morning and by afternoon sometimes I'm like, oh well, that's gone. Like some stuff might, I don't know as I get older if it'll be different, but right now I'm feeling like it took longer when I was in my 20s to heal something for sure. It's got to be what we're putting in.
Like I'll be 69, so that was,
Jeez, you look young. What? Get out of here. We don't believe it. I'm going to challenge everyone if you're watching the replay. Tell Muriel how young she looks.
52 at the end of this month.
You're fooling me. And you look like a kid coming home from school.
And Rogue's going to be 6 tomorrow. Yeah, and he saw your video the other day.
Oh yeah, my little
video,
buddy.
And he says, "Can you just tell her hi from me?"
Oh, tell him hi. When's he coming?
Yeah, my daughter actually her and her boyfriend just bought a house in Logan Lake, so they'll be moving out to live nice and close to us. So I think he's pretty excited about it.
Oh, I bet so. I bet he'll be really excited. He's going to be begging to come over all the time.
Yeah.
He's going to be on here. Trust me. I'm going to have you guys on. Need to watch his
We'll see if we
skills.
can get him to make you something, because he does eat vegan. They just not the healthiest vegan,
No,
but
Well, that's
definitely.
all right. Hey, we look for all diets on here. I can't wait. I found Nancy's pictures. Nancy, if you're
oh,
still
perfect.
here, I'm going to show you guys some of these foods. This salad was epic. Where I can't find this, but I thought I had the salad.
Gonna let me
Well, I
know.
got the chickpea salad that she had. I need her to. Oh no, wait a minute. Is this the breakfast? Let me share all this. Let me just get it up here and I'll put it on. Okay, so obviously you can exercise and recover quicker. We know that, right? That is
Yeah,
awesome. So, okay, so now we've got eliminated the arthritis. I know the skin, right? You said
yeah,
felt better.
yeah.
Obviously have stayed young based on that diet. And you have good, it seems like you have really good energy and spirit too. You know what I mean? Like you have a calmness about you. Know, maybe you were always like that and I'm just meeting you now. But do you find that you get less irritated about things? Like obviously we still have emotions because we're human, but I feel like even that recovery is quicker. I feel like even at work, like things don't bother me as much as they may have at one point.
I actually got kind of like grumpier at first when I first started.
Yeah, getting rid of all
And I
the.
think it just, yeah, toxins, right? But yeah, I mean, I went through some traumatic events, so my personality kind of changed a bit, but
Mm-hmm.
I always
She's
was.
getting better, more like her old self.
Yeah, I was pretty easygoing, calm person, and then the traumatic event kind of put
Took it
Changed
in a
her.
changed me a
different.
little bit, but now I am, I think, feeling a lot better, and yeah, more. I am very like I find raw. You're a lot more spiritual. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're more open to people. Like you know, we were talking how we all kind of like minded and we're connected somehow. That's how I feel. Like we think a
Like
lot
more
alike. Like
compassion.
you're yeah.
Yeah, like even like there's times where I'm like on YouTube or something and I'm watching a video and I'm like, oh, I found this really interesting, and I'll tell mom about it, and then she'll watch it, and then 5-10 minutes later, Edward or you go live, and then all of a sudden you guys are talking exactly what we were just talking
We
about.
were talking about this
Yeah.
exact thing before you got home from work or wherever you came
Yeah.
from. That's funny. I was like, when that night when everybody started talking about processed food, I feel like I posted, you posted, Ed posted something, and we were all like, what is going on? Like I didn't even see your post. It made it look like we all copied each other, but
Yeah.
we heard each other's, which is fine though. I mean, I sometimes do that. If I see you post something, I'll reshare it. But this wasn't even the case. It's
No.
weird. It was just like different. Like I think we all also came into this roughly around the same time. Like when my first time being raw, it was like a diet, I think. It was also new to me. But this time I've like delved into it. And like you said, it actually brings you like almost like being raw, like your channel says, like it makes you strip down to like having to understand your emotions. And it almost got me to a point where for a minute the anxiety got like worse, but then it went to a whole nother level after I was able to sit in it and feel it, you know, and feel the emotions. And then it was like, oh, okay, this is what's going on, you know. And we're like I remember like a long time ago people would be like tree hugger or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that zenned out person now. Like I actually take a minute a lot and look around me and just feel thankful. Like today, I was just like something on my phone when I was on it was like making Neo like chase it. And I just had this really like it was like a really peaceful moment in the room. The sun was shining through. The cat was chasing it. The other one was watching Neo because she's old and won't get up and move, but she was interested. And like, you know, it was just you know, Dawn was talking to someone, a member of her family in the other room. And it was just a moment like, you know, I just love where I am in life right now. You know, I love that I'm being healthy. I love that we have two, cats, and like it feels like a whole complete picture. It was just like this moment to enjoy, like, because we're always worried about what I have to do or what I need to do to improve myself, or do I have to go to work, or do I have to do this? I need to clean the fridge, which I do. That's why it's in my mind. And all this stuff, and we very rarely just take a minute to enjoy. Like outside, it's sometimes a little easier if you're in nature, but even outside, I find we're always on the phone, and like we never take a minute to just enjoy the scenery. And I know Marakita, who's on here a lot, she talks about that, where she just is in the forest just enjoying it, and it's like it's amazing when you get to that point. And I feel like definitely the diet has helped me do that.
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm missing now is like I love being out in the bush. Like I love like hiking and just being out in nature. Like, and I think that's because of the cold weather lately we haven't been out enough.
Snowing.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Hey, you guys, like how I said, I'm not gonna be on here long.
I know. And I'm looking at time thinking, I got to catch the store. We have no fruit left.
Oh no! Well, we gotta hear. Oh my goodness! That's me, because I came in here to load those pictures in, but I don't know how else to do it rather than come in like this. So maybe I could have done it on here, but then I have to show my concentration face up close. Tell us real quick, Michelle, about your health changes.
Well, probably the main one was I had lost mobility in both my hands, and like from like about mid breast to just under my knees, I had like no feeling really. It was, I don't know how to explain it. It was like my skin was always asleep or something. And when I had that episode, the neurologist said that basically within your first year is basically how good it's going to get, and I continue to improve, and I've improved even more, and it's been 10 years, and I've improved. Like I couldn't snap my fingers, I can snap them now.
Really?
Yeah. So
Gosh, that's awesome.
She couldn't do up her zipper. She couldn't do up
I
buttons.
couldn't do anything.
She walked like she was drunk, like quite wide gait.
Yeah.
And she tripped. So
Oh my goodness.
we started actually a gluten-free diet, and then we went juicing, and then we went
back to the sad diet, but
And-
I stayed gluten-free, and then I think it was within 2 years, and I
for sure, yeah.
went vegan, and I just kept getting better as time went on. So, and I've improved even more.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, because I couldn't snap my fingers probably 2 years ago. It's not great, this one, like, but at least it's making noise now, whereas before I couldn't make any noise with it.
You would be so jealous of Dawn. I am. She can snap her fingers louder than anyone in the whole world. Sometimes she'll snap her fingers, and I'm like, what in the world? Not at me, but she's like listening to a song, and I'm like, dang, that's a good snapper you got there. Is that because you're a drummer or something? That is so crazy that all those things that you probably thought were just
And you were on lots of medication.
tested and needing medication.
17 to 18 different meds I was on, and now the only one I take is my thyroid medication, and hopefully I'll be able to get off that, but I have to. I don't know what's going on with my thyroid. It is all over the place, so I'm gonna have to figure out what foods to eat. Maybe that stuff that with sea moss might help, so I'll have to be monitored, make sure I'm not getting too much iodine in that. But
is it a deficiency of iodine, or that's nothing to do with it? It just iodine helps the thyroid hormone, I wonder.
Yeah,
I think
iodine
helps. Yeah. So
I gotta look more into that. Definitely. I just love. This is like I made this video when I'm making my salad, and like part of it was this is my Zen time where I'll like listen to like one of the YouTubers like Ed or like someone Jillian a lot, or I'll listen to an interview, or I'll listen to a health thing that I'm trying to study about, because somebody will tell me something's wrong with it, and I'm like, I bet you can heal that with plants. Let me show you. and I'll listen to it. I'll find people in field with it. You guys ever do that? And like,
Definitely.
I'll put on like, okay, what is it? Because sometimes if you just look up what it is too, that helps you to figure out how someone could potentially help it by eliminating meat. And every time you hear something in it, saturated fat can deter it. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
Let me show
I
you
think
this
that's the
thing.
hardest thing about going this way is that I find that like you have family members or friends that have issues and you just want to like dive in. I've been pulling myself back and just, you know, hopefully they
Gotta
hear it,
nudge them with
you
the
know.
info. I found you can't just hit them over the head with it, and it's because I wasn't like I took me 42 years to discover it. I wish it hadn't taken that long, but like I feel like you have to talk about like, this is, I didn't know this before either, so I know where you are, and I know it's probably not something you may even want to hear. I always start with that because I'm like, don't say you don't, but I'm like, you might not even want to hear about this. I just thought I would share this video with you because I noticed you were talking about that, and just see what you think of it. Like, you have to, I feel like if you say to somebody, you could heal that, you're eating the wrong stuff. I'm like, that would make me like run the other way and be
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
crazy vegan lady coming at me.
yeah. And I think that's how I was feeling. Same with when we first went gluten free. We were doing the same thing, and it probably drove people nuts. So
you're one of those people.
yeah.
Those people. Right. I did the same thing. Like, we all did it. Like, if you quit smoking cigarettes or something and then you like smell it, you're like, ew, how can you do that? And it's like, because how did you do it, Jen? You forget where you were. And like, even now, me and Dawn were talking about this morning. We'll smell, like, because we're in an apartment, we'll smell the neighbor's food coming through the floor. And I do my best not to say anything, but I'm like, it smells of home in a weird way. Like, you can smell food and know that you enjoyed it, but like the new you knows that that's not for you. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make me want to run down and get it. It just makes me think I can separate myself from and be like, oh yeah, I remember that was me at one point, but that's not me now because of all the new information I know. I would never do it, not only now because of my health, but also because of animals. Like, I felt like that helped me stay on this course when I actually made that ultimate connection too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and my granddaughter's gone actually mostly raw now, so she just turned vegan. And the other day she wanted uh, broth, like a beef broth.
Yeah.
And so we picked out this plant-based beef broth, and I thought, oh, I'll have a little taste. Well, I was like gagging. I was like, there was no way I could ever like the smell of it, but the taste of it just threw me off. I kept saying,
Like, you don't even want the
real beef
imitation.
broth.
It tastes too real, right? Like,
Oh, it's just gross.
I had to check on those Gardein, or one of those Impossible, one of those chicken patties once. I literally went and got the bag out of the fridge and take one bite, and I'm like, Dawn, are you sure? These taste a little too like, and it almost was an adverse reaction, and it doesn't happen right away because when you're in the beginning, I'm sure, like, maybe it's because I went raw 6 months and got completely off of all animal products for that long, so I wasn't like transitioning still. I was like, okay, these don't taste like the freshness that I'm used to, but part of me then got returned to where I was like, oh, okay, I remember this taste, and then I was able to enjoy it. But at first I was like, ew, this really tastes like a chicken. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. We made burgers, like Impossible Burgers or Beyond Burgers or whatever they were.
Beyond is one that
And
really tastes real.
the juice of it, I was gagging, and the smell, I was like, there's no way I could eat that.
Beyond used some kind of vegetable that made it look like that, like real.
I kept,
that was too real, right?
Guys.
And like, I've seen people use like different things like mushrooms even to make like it makes it look flaky, like, and like the different things, like some of these imitation, like Dawn's been eating the tofurkey, for like the plant-based wraps sometimes, and that looks like real lunch meat, like in the texture too. It's weird. But if you guys are looking to transition and just get off the animal products, there's plenty of stuff out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I watched a guy, I think he lives in England or something, and he makes these steaks, like, but they're made out of mushrooms, right? And he marinates in it. Honest to God, it looks just like a steak. And then he also makes lunch meats that
Uh-oh. We lost. Did everybody else lose them? Oh, yeah. Okay.
and it looks, he's like, it tastes like a steak, like they taste like real lunch meats and everything, but they are made with like sweet potato or something like that anyways, right? I was like, this is crazy.
I know, like, I think it's Healthy Vegan Living does some stuff like that where he makes stuff that looks like that. Real quick, let me read this message before I wanted to show. There's two kinds of dragon fruit. Pitaya,
so are we still here?
And pink pitaya. I think I can hear you guys, but I don't know if you can hear me. I think most people prefer pink. Apparently, they're also.
I got a call and I hung up, and I think I maybe done something to the phone.
Might have to go out and in again.
I don't know what happened.
You can't hear me. We can hear you. I think you'll have to go out and in. This one is the pink one, right? This is, and the yellow. I had the yellow, but I don't know what. Oh no, I don't know. Is this the pitahaya? If you're still here, Subu, you know a lot about dragon fruit. We'll ask. I don't know which one that is. And
you can hear us?
We have to
go there. Right. Yeah.
This one is the pink one,
Gotta turn that down.
and the yellow I can hear myself talking about my dragon. Oh no, I don't know. Everybody's probably tired of hearing me talk about dragon fruit. Subu, you did it. You brought it up again. I don't know which one that is. And
You can hear us?
Hear, like,
Go there.
and the yellow I can hear myself. While they figure it out, I'll mute them real quick. I agree. I used to have bronchitis all the time. Oh, and seasonal allergies. Yep. And I had I would have these bouts of bronchitis in the winter. I had like a constant, some little cough all winter usually. I'm going to unmute them and see if, can you hear me now?
Can you hear us now? We still can't hear you though.
I can hear you, but you cannot hear me. Bouts of bronchitis in the winter. I had like a constant. I can hear me
herself. If she can hear us.
I hear you. But I'm like, I need to learn how to say that in sign language. I think it would be cool to have sign language up in the corner because there's so many people that are hearing impaired. I think I'm going to work on that too, and getting the captions on my videos. I think that's really important. And Dawn struggles with vision, so like I would love to have the other way to be able to have it so people can see and hear this. Maybe when we get real big, we can have it in other countries too, right? Other languages. Let me catch up on some of these comments. Diana, well, I'm so glad. Then you got rid of that just with your whole food plant-based diet. Yeah, let's have everybody share what they reversed and healed. Diana said they're using plant-based term just like they use plant-based sausage and breakfast sandwich, but they use eggs and cheese. Yeah, you really got to be careful because it's like, if you're trying to not eat dairy and somebody sees plant-based, especially new to it, they might get that meal not knowing they wouldn't use plant-based cheese. And what did Mona say here? Let's see. Subu said, even some corn products aren't vegan despite being plant-based brand. Yeah, and it was the one I was thinking of wasn't, is that corn or however you say it? But what's the other one, guys, that does it? Morning Star. I think they might have went to all vegan, but that was the one I got those burgers, I think, that time, and didn't have a complete vegan thing. It wasn't like completely vegan. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. I'm not going to commit to it because I don't know. It might have been a different brand. I don't eat corn, but interesting how these companies operate. I do eat primarily whole food, plant-based, fully vegan. That's awesome. Subu, how long have you been doing that? That is really good. You feeling better? Welcome too. Thank you for joining us. I don't remember seeing your name before. I'm glad you're here. Nancy said corn still uses egg whites. Yuck. Yeah, that's a shame. At least if you're a plant-based brand. I mean, we got to deal with that enough. We even have Hellman's making vegan mayo. You guys can stop using the egg whites, right? Nancy, some of their products don't have them, but for real, you have to look, Mona said. Okay. Yeah, you definitely have to look. Okay, can you hear us? And can we hear you?
Yeah, yeah, we're back on.
Hey, it was funny because everything I said, I could hear it repeating in your background.
Mom puts the TV on. I'm like, if she can hear us, she's hearing her voice again. Like,
I was trying to do my best at sign language, even though I'm not very good at it.
But there's a delay on the TV. So we got it after.
That was awesome. So I forgot where we were now. We definitely tangented out again. Is that a word? Instead of vegging out, we tangent out.
there you go.
At least we're all on the same page.
Yes, definitely. We're all on the same. We're on the same plant page.
Yeah.
Same
Plant rant.
peas in the pot.
Peas in the pod.
Oh, those pictures! I forgot. Let's not talk about the what did we go into that one live stream? We were joking. You called us the Game of Thrones. We all started talking about our bowel movements, like because of how better they were going, how much better they were going vegan.
Yeah.
I think Michelle made that up, didn't you?
Yeah. I think so. I think actually Diana might have said that.
I usually share these every time. Tips to begin your journey: find your why. My why has changed, however, it began to lose weight. Set the date and stick to it. Don't put it off too long. When you're feeling it, do it, right? Like, because you'll then topsy-turvy, or you'll hear something, somebody will say something like, you got to be careful or something, and then you'll be like, you might overlook up too much information, and then go to the store and put lots of food in the house. Put the good food in there so you can make those choices. And in a couple of weeks, your taste will change. Trust me. Join groups and pages that have information. Do the research yourself too. I forgot what else it said. Wait a minute. Then I'll put Nancy's message back up. Watch vegan documentaries. Yep. That's it. I was smart that day that I made that. All right, let me get that down and get the good stuff up here. You ladies still with me?
Yeah.
We are.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I keep thinking I'm going to lose you now. I'm paranoid. Okay, so this is Nancy's restaurant real quick, Wild Heart Bistro, since I've been saying the whole time. Plant meats are not necessarily transition foods. Many longtime vegans enjoy these too. Yeah, and I see some people really able to incorporate them in really good. They'll have a little bit of plant-based meat and then a big salad and everything. You know what I mean? Like they're eating that as part of their diet. You're right. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah. I think the best is heal yourself first before you go back to those kinds of foods. Most of us need 6 months to a year of eating super clean, and then we can add them once in a while. I wouldn't do it every day, but
if you're trying to heal something, then you need to accelerate it, in my opinion, and eliminate anything that could be. If you're trying to eliminate high blood pressure, maybe at first eliminating anything that's going to trigger you to go back to a regular meat, maybe. Or some people might use it because they're like, this is the only way I can not eat the regular meat, so. But I agree, I think that's why a lot of people do all whole food plant-based, especially if you're trying to reverse maybe heart disease and things like that, or things like you were trying to get off all your medications and stuff. I think the more nutrients you can get in, the better, and the more whole foods, for sure. You're right. I do agree with that. But this, I shouldn't put up right after that, but it actually is something Nancy made vegan at her restaurant.
That's nice. That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome? And I saw, was it Ed's daughter actually made a raw vegan cheesecake?
Yeah.
She's 9 years old or something.
Yeah.
And her dad, I was like, he's inspiring the family to make whole food, plant-based food. And I don't think his family actually is all the way there yet.
But they won't let him eat anything else off plan.
That's good, right? He's got that support and that encouragement.
Yeah.
So that looks really good, Nancy. You'll have to tell us how you made that vegan, because that looks like
Yeah,
some cheesecake
really nice.
right there. My old favorite. This is the burger with plant-based cheese.
Nice.
If Dawn was on here, she would be dying for that burger. You know her burger. She's a burger fan. She's on the a call. That's why she's not here. Maybe next week or tomorrow. Maybe she'll come for the free cookie giveaway.
nice.
Even though I'm not letting her get them sent here, I might steal them. All right, I'll enter her since she's delving into some cooked food. Well, Wild Heart. No, I'm just kidding. That would be like against the rules. The host can't do it. They'll swear that I put her name as like I made it happen, even though I'm spinning a random wheel. I thought I loaded more pictures than that, but maybe I only had room for so many. Where did the other one go? Oh well, I'll try to find it. Oh, look, isn't that pretty? A heart.
Oh, that's
Nice.
nice. Really.
Plant meats are not necessarily trans. Oh yeah, we read that one. Yes, thank you for that information there. I think they add beets to make it red like blood. Yeah, that's what I heard. The
Yeah.
Beyond does.
Yeah.
For I guess it's like if people really want it to look like meat, though. That's not who we are right now. After you've been vegan for a while, but in the
Yeah.
beginning, maybe that would have helped me out there. That way they can't say this doesn't even look like meat.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad it don't. I'm not sure if I can tell. Both are pink on the outside, but the pink ones are pink on the inside too. Right. That was the first one I saw. There's a guy I watch called he's a like a psychologist. He has one called Brain Tech Support or something like that. No, mental fitness or something. He does videos, totally not vegan, but one day I mean, I don't know if he's vegan or not, but he wasn't on there showing fruits. He was talking about something else, but happened to say, you know, on a live, sometimes people will show you, oh, I was just eating this. And he opened it and he had this dragon fruit that was pink inside. And that's what made me want a dragon fruit. And then I opened it and it was like white with dots in it. And I'm like, on the video, that was like literally the first time I opened it. And that's why I was just so stunned. I was like, wow, it looks like it's cool, but I was like just shocked that it wasn't pink. I'm like, what did I buy?
Yeah.
And we got those little ones, and they were called passion fruit, and they were really sweet. But they're like when you squeeze them, they're like hard on the outside but soft, like they punch in.
Okay.
They were good.
Hey, look, I don't eat raw. I eat the food that the sun cooked. I love that guy that talks about that. He always says that we're not raw. Don't call ourselves raw. The sun cooked our food.
That's
I was
right.
like, yeah, I guess technically it did, right? Let's see. Nancy said labeling them as transition may unintentionally sound condescending to people not yet vegan who are willing to try them. I call plant meats and plant dairy solutions. They're not just options. Yeah, that's a good point. I think too, depending on where the person's like where they are in their journey and who, you know, I definitely, that's why I've made videos before about those products, because if somebody is just watched Dominion, let's just say, and like, or one of the other ones, like what is the Seaspiracy, you know,
Yeah.
and just
Oh.
does not want to eat anything out of the sea, but wants to replace that. But yet they still have, they want to have fish fries or whatever with their family, where they, you know, have events in the summer or springtime, you know, then that might be good to give them the products. Like I think there's one called Catch or something like that, and there's Gardein fish fillets, you know what I mean? So I think you're right, Nancy. The important thing, if you're trying to help people, if our goal is to get people to stop eating animal products, we have to be open to different ways of people eating. But like you said, if you're someone who's like talking to somebody who's like, okay, I have this chronic pain, and like Muriel, you know how it worked for you. You obviously want to tell them how you got rid of that. So I think you're right. Thanks for bringing that up, because we don't want to make people run the other way from eating any kind of, you know, plant-based. That's true. But like I think when you find like you're like, you know, so much about like nutrition, it's hard, like you were saying, Muriel, to not tell somebody, especially who's already sick, like what you eat and want them to eat like you know, just like they want us to go back to eating meat, we want them to eat how we eat.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of it's denial though. They don't want to believe that it's an easy fix, right? Like,
Yeah, like it seems too easy,
yeah,
right? Just
yeah.
stop eating meat.
Although they want an easy fix, they want a pill to fix them, or or they want to go in and I'll just, I'm overweight, so I'm just gonna go and have that surgery done or whatever. And it's like, or you could just eat the way we're eating.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's hard probably to begin it because you don't know. Like, I know when I was like 40, I would have never thought that I could enjoy eating fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And like I always equate it to like when you're 10, you probably didn't like some of the stuff you liked when you were 15 or when you were 20. So like it's just your taste change, your mental and spiritual changes. But the one thing you have to do is give your cells time to regenerate, give your taste buds time to get used to it. And you might have to push yourself a little bit in the beginning, but like don't think about what you can't have. Like that's why I'm trying to make all these fruit videos and things, because we want to get people excited about what we can have, like you sharing your recipes, Nancy sharing her food with people who aren't yet vegan, and like it's important that we show people how we do it, because they're never going to do, like I won't do something I don't know where to start or how to do. You know what I mean? You could tell me all day long when I was 40 that you could be healthy, you could stop your back pain, you just have to stop eating meat and dairy, and I'd be like, well, what the heck am I going to eat? Like
Yeah.
you think that's your whole diet, and then you don't realize what I realized after that was like that was only like a very small portion, which I created to be the centerpiece. But it really wasn't. Like, Thanksgiving, I used to eat everything else, I realized later on. And then the meat wasn't really that important. It was there because it was the tradition, but I was digging all the other stuff,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, I couldn't imagine eating, like I get like right now I'm getting like super excited about putting this salad together, like, and I get that way every single night. And if I find I want something like a new thing that I'm adding in it, it's still like it's the same as how it is when you're eating the other way. You just find different things that make you excited about eating, and you think, oh, I'm getting all these nutrients in, like, and this, combination tastes good. Like I started adding fruit into my salad, which is now like the dressing for it, and it's really cool,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was blessed that I was raised like
With
we always had a garden. We always had so we always had 2 or 3 vegetables on our plate. So always, so I think that helped me big time. And we always had fruit. It might have been canned, but homemade canned. But we always had fruit and vegetables at home. So
yeah, for me it was like, eating certain foods, it was like it felt like I was home again. Like it sounds funny, but when you grow up with fruits and vegetables, it's definitely nice that it tastes like home.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you can build new memories with stuff. Like I was laughing with Dawn when I was in there the other night, and I had literally like everything laid out that I was getting ready to prepare my salad. I had my phone propped up watching like, a live video that I was watching, or one of my videos. Not mine, but sometimes I rewatch these so I can get little morsels out of them that I might have missed because I was trying to load a picture or something. But like this was I think it was an interview of someone that I was watching, like a plant-based who was it? I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And I was like, okay, Dawn was like, oh my gosh, this just brought back memories of when you first went raw. Like, because I would do that every night, and now I've made it to where I was in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is so much easier, because I was making little salads and just grabbing some fruit and stuff for dinner. And now I've went all the way back like full circle, but now that's a memory. Whereas when I was eating raw, a memory 5 years ago was me going to get steak or something, or eating, like making chicken or barbecue chicken or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
our memories change. Now that's a memory. So once you do it long enough, you build new memories. Like I'll always remember Thanksgiving of last year because I brought all these clementines and my whole family was sitting there. I came conveniently after they finished eating you know, their regular dinner. Haven't gotten them to that point yet, but everybody was sitting there eating a clementine, and I'm like, that's a new memory, like that, rather than the memory 5 years ago where I had to sit there at the table, like, and I was eating a salad and everybody was looking at me crazy, and like this year, like, you know, when we've had our traditional like Thanksgiving meals, our debacle with the dehydrator cucumbers that we had on the Super Bowl, like you just make like new memories. Like now sitting down with my salads and after having this live stream with you guys will be a memory. But your memories, as the longer you're plant-based, that's your nostalgic point again. You know, you still remember when you were young eating the other way, but food is such a central part of our emotion. That's why people get mad at us almost when we stop eating the way they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Mona said I did use plant meats to transition. I don't like many of them now since doing whole food plant-based. I think Beyond and Impossible are okay on occasion. Yeah, those are two of the best, I definitely think. You can ask Dawn about the Impossible addiction she had, right? Her Burger King, right? Impossible. I think that's the one they used. She was into it. You guys got to go.
I
Okay,
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
run.
wrap up soon. I'm just gonna finish reading the comments, guys. What else do you want to say? Anything in closing? Let me let you finish out.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Jen and Dawn, because you guys are super. Like, I just love you both. It helps a lot to
Love you.
support. So,
We're
yeah.
so proud
And,
of you too.
and
Don't
everybody,
let her
everybody
be
on
hard
here,
on herself.
awesome. Yeah. So, I enjoy being on your Facebook group, and I'd love to meet you in live one day and have this big togetherness
Yes.
in the
Fruit
park or
party.
whatever.
We'll be walking around drunk off smoothies.
Yeah.
Well, that would be great.
Yeah.
One day.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michelle, what do you got for us? Anything in closing?
Not really. Just I'm glad that I got to see you and say hello and everyone else. I have a really hard time seeing the screen, so you guys are all you're just a blur. We are just a blur on the screen, but
Well, good. Before you got here, I was in a purple haze.
Haze.
oh, there you go.
That's just weird.
They're very
purple.
spiritual because purple is spiritual.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still a little wet from my, water blowing up on me, but
Wait, the lovely thing is, here's what I do sometimes. I make the moringa, right? And I forget to put the lid on. And I try to shake it up. And when I shake it, I literally put green all over the place. The cats run and like, what the heck? What is she doing? Mommy's going crazy. Like if you're in a hurry, sometimes crazy things can happen, right?
yeah.
I really appreciate you both. Like I said, I feel like I've known you forever. I think it's so cool that your mother and daughter and you do this, and you're both just like super cool people. And I'm like excited. I love hearing both of your journeys and your spiritual journey. We got to talk more about that too when you get to come on again. And it's amazing having people that like really are positive people and are encouraging to everyone, and also tell their own journey and help people know that you can get there at different points in life, right? Like we all came from the same diet and the same, not the same illnesses, but we all were feeling bad and now we're feeling healthy.
Yeah. True now.
Yeah.
Love you.
All right, I'll see you soon. Thank you for coming on.
Bye, everyone. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. All right. Well, that was nice hearing from them. I always love when people click on the link and join. Mona, did I read that yet? I don't like many of them now since, yeah, I think that the whole food plant-based definitely, it makes you like your tastes change to where you can make stuff out of whole food, especially Mona. I don't know if you're a cook or not, but if you can make stuff taste like, what you want, it's like, why not use the whole foods too? And I do think That's a good point. Let me see what this one. I see a comment. Did I read? Oh, I just took it down. Wait a minute. Okay, I read that. Okay, wait. Here's one. Okay. I noticed the Boca burgers have milk in them. Maybe it was Boca, but not the Boca crumbles. The Boca crumbles are vegan, pretty small ingredient list. Yeah, a lot of the crumbles are good. Like if you don't want to use beans and stuff, like lentils are pretty diverse. You can use for a lot of stuff. But if you really like want like tacos or like ground meat, you can use a lot of those. I think the Gardein I noticed also had pretty decent ingredients. Like I love when I find processed that has good ingredients. Like I'm showing my next video about the salad. There's a oh, what is it called? Like olives. That's it. You got to look at the back of olives because sometimes some of them have some weird chemicals in it, you know. But I found one that just has like sea salt and spirit vinegar, organic vinegar, and like something else, water maybe in it, you know. So it still does the fermentation that it needs for the olive to taste good, but it also has good stuff in it. And like I forget what it was. I think it was Gardein. What are some other products I think I found like that before? There was a certain um, vegan cheese I think that was like that. And I don't think I heard Beyond Meat just recently made some changes where they're using avocado oil or something like that. I don't know if it's a lot healthier, but I remember Jeff Palmer shared it. And Boca burgers, yeah, I think that might have been what I had. One of them had milk in it. I cannot remember what it was. Thank you. And that's an important thing. If you're new watching this, definitely come on and join us one time so you can ask questions. But they have a lot of ingredients. You have to be careful because they try to trick you a lot. Just like they trick us with some cereals that have like red number 5 and yellow number 10. Pickles. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. For whatever reason, Dawn got some pickles that were not for whatever reason she got pickles. It was for a sandwich, but the pickles actually had yellow number 5. And I don't know exactly what that is, but I know I've read those chemicals are not the greatest that they use for coloring. Why would a pickle jar, jar of pickles need that in it? That's like sometimes stuff is added that is not necessary. I think that was the other comment. I got to get better with these comments. Morningstar bacon isn't fully vegan. I do think a lot of these products are vegan, Mona said. Yeah, a lot of them are vegan. It's just that one that you might find, especially if you're trying to really get rid of dairy from your diet to get rid of like, mucus and stuff. And then you're putting it in, or you really are, strict like us and don't want to support it. I had a look up. It's funny when you're vegan because all of a sudden you start thinking what is vegan and what is not. I was trying to peel one of these oranges last night and literally my nail like bent all the way back. So I'm like putting a band-aid on today and all of a sudden I was like, are band-aids vegan? And I realized it said band-aid brand doesn't use animal products, but that's another thing. A lot of stuff can use animal products that you don't even think of too. Like I had to start, like when I used face wipes, I had to start making sure that I was buying vegan ones that didn't test on animals. It's like it goes to a whole nother level. Like the more you're vegan and you realize how much animals are exploited like that. And I love that, that we're being able to tell people this because they might not know. I also use vegan meats to transition, Diana said. That's awesome. Diana has a bunch of recipes. Check out her page, Diana Varner, plant-based. Mona, I don't know if you have I think Diana has an Instagram too that's growing, and a YouTube and a Facebook group. And if you're here, please subscribe to my YouTube. I'm like really trying to get to 400 subscribers. I know when we get to 500, they'll start sharing these with like a bigger audience, I think I've read. So I really would love to get my interviews out there. I've got some really good ones coming up for you guys. I always talk about her. She was just on like, I think Be Green with Amy, but Angela Fischetti is coming up on the 13th. I'm going to have her on, and I haven't gotten the date back, but she did confirm too. Oh, and Angela's going to give us a live workout. I love when she comes on and gives us those workout videos, don't you? She's going to talk to us, and then she's also doing these combos now with a plant-based chef where they do a workout, and then she shows the chef that she works with shows a meal, how you can prepare an after workout meal. So it's plant based. I think that's really cool. Subu said, I've been vegan for about 7 years, mostly plant based, lacto vegetarian for about 10 years. Before that, I definitely feel better since cutting dairy completely. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, dairy is like, we don't realize what it's doing sometimes. And that's probably why my allergies went away. A lot of people say it might have been the meat and the dairy for the back pain, but definitely the dairy means a lot. Thank you. And Mona said, many of them taste like chemicals. Sad because I did like some of the deli tofurkey. Yeah. It's they change things too along the way. You ever had a product you loved for years and then all of a sudden you get it one day and you're like, oh no, and the packaging changed and you're like, it says same great taste, but I don't know if it is. That burger looks fantastic. Oh, that was back when I think, yeah, it did, didn't it? Let's take a look at Nancy's burger again. What was this one? Oh, Nancy, is that the salad? I think it is. That's not, that's what the one I was talking about. That's that one I want when I go there. Cheesecake, Cerebella. I don't make it. Cheese is Vile Life cheddar. Okay. Well, Cerebella, thank you for making that. That looked good. But you still serve it, so we're still giving you the credit. Thank you for showing my photos. Oh, no problem. It's making us all hungry. Thank you for having a vegan restaurant. I need one around here. I made, oops, I think that's to be continued. Mona said, I made Chef AJ's chocolate cheesecake for my last birthday. It was so good, but definitely had to share. Oh man, that sounds good. Mona, I knew you were a cook. I could tell. Impossible. I was about to say happy birthday again. Happy birthday. Impossible actually uses real heme, but derived from soy using yeast instead of beetroot blood. Oh, okay. I did not know that. That's really good information, Subu. Thank you. I keep wanting to call you Suba because of Cuba. I don't use any, Mona said, any type of verbiage for others. I just explain my way of eating. If they want help transitioning as a change of habit, some non-vegans prefer plant-based and snob the word vegan. Yeah, that's true. I think we get caught up in the semantics of it and it can, hurt things for sure. Um, it definitely, there's that cheesecake again, in case you missed it. It definitely, you know, I don't know. It's so weird because you can turn people off in so many ways. You're right. Just tell them how you eat because putting a label on things can turn people off if they have a myth about they don't like this or that. This was Diana's transition that's on the comments here. Look at that. Check out her channel. Mona, thank you for bringing that up because that's a really important point. Just need to know your audience, I suppose. Yeah, that's really true. Knowing who you're talking to and what their motivation is and how much they really want to hear. Let's see. Yummy chocolate. Chef AJ's chocolate cheesecake. Oh, I gotta see that, Mona. You should share a picture with us if you have one on your on the vegan knowledge page. It was so good, but definitely easily a trigger. Yeah, that's why I'm not having any cookies come here. Special occasions, right? Yeah, I'd love to make that for somebody's birthday. Dawn's birthday is coming up in July. I might need to get that recipe. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Let's see. I just want to finish out the comments and I've got to go eat. I haven't even had my clementines yet. Let's see what else we got here. But I'm really happy that you guys came, and I really am appreciative. I've been cooking since I was, let's see here, since I was 11, 68 now. No way, Mona, you're not 68. I've seen your picture. I mean, we're not buying that either. If you're 68, I'm 90. I'm just kidding. I'd look good for 90. I could definitely sell people on being vegan if I really was 90, right? That is awesome. Since 11. No wonder you can make a good cheesecake. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Chef AJ and others have the bundle going on right now for tons of info and recipes. Oh, that's right. The bundle is going on. I love when that happens every year. Such good stuff in there. So many people are putting something in the bundle. I think it was Raw Intuition. I was just watching. He has a book called 5 Star Salad. I want him to come on. I think that's going to be my next, I call him victim, my next victim. Your next victim of Veganology, JJ bugging you until you come on. Beyond recently completely reconfigured their burgers to be healthy and get away from processed stigma. Yeah, I've heard of that's why they did it. That's right. That's what Jeff Palmer posted about too. And we were looking into that. Their stock apparently went down. I was hearing too. Dawn was mentioning that. Actual burgers are very clean and not bad. But not actual burgers. Is that the name of the company? Is it actual burgers? I've never heard of that. The Lay's potato chips in Canada in most flavors have dairy. Yeah, I think it was Lay's barbecue one time I saw had dairy. And I was like, what? So that's sad, Michelle Mona said. And Diana said, I'm down almost 35 pounds. Let's see, I think, did Neo wake up? Let me just ring the bell for you. You got to ring your own bell. Well, toot your own horn and ring your own bell. Congratulations, Diana. So going to update my channel when I travel in 2 weeks road trip to Texas. Look at that. I was like ninja, like the B12 tried to fall, or D3 or something. Going to update my channel when I travel in 2 weeks road trip to Texas. Plan on maintaining my vegan plant-based journey. Oh, cool, because that's important when you're traveling to, yeah, definitely share that with us. Michelle said it looks amazing. Over $8,000. I believe it's worth $8,049, and the pack is $49. That is really cool. That is so cool. I'm closing Bistro this Wednesday. We'll relocate. Don't know where yet. Well, keep us posted, definitely. Soy hemoglobin. Oh, okay. What do you guys think we'll have to do? We'll save that for another time. The plant-based, what is that they're doing now? Making those meats weird. In small amounts, soy roots or their modified yeast. Oh, she was giving us the lowdown on that. Mona said, thank you, Nancy, for telling us about the modified yeast. Yes, it's the name of the brand, not meat, all veggies, and clean ingredients. Oh, cool. Okay. Fabulous, Diana. Well, thank you guys so much. I am really excited that you all came to join me. And I did have a picture of my salad I didn't load in, but that's okay because I'm making the salad video. But thank you guys so much. Let me see if there's, did I have anybody else's transformation video? I have got to go get started eating. I'm not going to be doing my work video tonight, but that's okay. Tomorrow I have some time during the day. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to finish editing those other videos for you guys. I'm so excited. And let me just find here. Let's see, where is it? And I still never tried the yellow mango yet, did I? Where is? I thought I had someone else's photo. Oh, and that's right. I'm looking through all these awesome people. I remember Z Paul was on here. He was really cool. Eli, look at all these people. They've been awesome. Well, I can't find it, but hopefully you've already seen. I think I posted my star fruit video. Was that today? Or, yeah, I think I did that today. And then I've got the yellow mango coming up. Yellow mango coming up. How exciting, right? But I am so like thankful that you guys came. Anything anybody wants to say in closing here? Thank you for joining these. I think it's so cool that we can all talk and we can share the different ways that we eat. We can come up here and, talk about Muriel and Michelle came on, told their journey. We've had so many great people. I know Diana comes on here all the time. We're going to get Mona up here to talk on time, hopefully in the future. Thank you, Muriel and Michelle. I want to just thank everybody. Let me go through here. Subu, thank you. It was really good to see you. Thank you for coming and all your comments and knowledge you shared. Thank you for the compliment. Michelle, thank you. Mona, thank you. This was awesome. I love these. I missed you guys over the week because we didn't have our conversation last week. And I think I got everybody here. Who else was here earlier and I missed it? Oops, I keep getting stuck on these. When I'm trying to scroll, it keeps clicking on them. Congratulations, Diana. Congratulations on Muriel on your awesome weight loss. Who did we have here? Nancy, thank you for coming on, even though you couldn't get on. I know you got busy. Tessa, thank you for coming. And I always have to thank Dawn. You're awesome. Thank you for supporting me and everything. And Neo, thank you. You gonna play with the bell? He loves the bell. Look. Go ahead, hit it. You want to play with it? He rang it the other day. I was trying to get him on video and he wouldn't do it again. Oops, now he wants to knock it off the table. Thank you all so much for joining and everyone for being here. I feel like I missed someone. I think I just mentioned Tessa. She was here. And then Muriel, that's right. Tessa didn't, Tessa said hi. And I remember, I think I got everybody down the list. Thank you so much for joining. If I missed your name, please know, or I missed a comment, I will get to you next time. I don't think I did, though. I try to read all the comments. That's what these are. If you don't want to come up, I'm going to read your comments so we can all hear everyone else's vegan knowledge. I had to say the name of this, but I love all the new amazing transformations coming up. And thank you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening. I am going to go eat all my fruits and vegetables in this little window of time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to squeeze them all in, but maybe. I still haven't had my daily green. Oh, geez, I got to have all of my stuff. Yeah, I got to have everything now. I'm so excited. I'm going to go eat some big salad. I'll share a picture with you on Vegan Knowledge. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and all for sharing all this with me. You hang up first. Remember that? No, have a good evening. Neo's ready to eat too.